Oke, getting to the gentleman, ini Black Eye Echidna, VTuber maling dari Indonesia. Kali ini kita bakal main Ayakashi Akashi. Dia ini semacam visual novel gitu dan genrenya misteri. Ya, bercerita tentang seorang guru SMP di sebuah desa kecil. Ya, ya pokoknya standar misteri gitulah. Ya ceritanya hari-hari berjalan seperti biasa, lalu tiba-tiba ada hal aneh. Setidaknya dari sinopsisnya kayak gitu. Tapi mari kita lihat. Oh ya, ini sekalian challenge juga ya. Buat itu ngevoice 13 karakter. Banyak guys. Itu so, apakah aku bisa membedakan suara mereka semua? Oh ya, welcome yang datang. Ada Jordan. Halo Jordan, makasih. Seperti biasanya. Terus ada Udin juga, seperti biasa. Aku tersesat lagi ke sini. Ya, Udin. Welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya pada hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Apa belum? Oke, sambil kita mulai ya gamenya. Ini aku sambil makan juga. Makan lagi. Begin. This game has an autosave function that saves between each event. Please select a slot to use for autosaves. Using slot 20 is recommended. Oke, bagaimana kalau kita nge-rebel slot 18? Pikiranku kurang baik, but I'm fine. Semoga pikirannya baik, Udin. Kak Eki, baik-baik. There are beings known as Ayakashi. They cause peculiar phenomena, and at times inflict harm. As consequence, they have long been seen as fearful beings. One could interpret their name as the sharing bad. For they merely seek the things they couldn't have, in the places they once were. They simply want to share in those same blessings. This must be my punishment. In which case, there's only one thing to do. Ini amat ya suaranya. Iya, jadi gitu guys. Kak Eki jadi storytelling bagi anak-anak cocok nih. Wah, mungkin bisa dicoba di waktu yang lain. This is some rain, and to think it was sweltering earlier. I scratch my head and look up to the sky. Kaget buk, maaf. Ya kan orangnya teriak, ngikut doang nih. As if the good weather earlier were a dream, dark drops poured from the heavens and struck against the ground unceasingly. Oh? Mr. Yoinara, whatever could you be doing out here? Well, what does it look like? Still gazing up at the sky, I waved my hands in front of my eyes. My slightly damp sleeves clung to my skin. My, so you have an umbrella. That's a pity. A pity, eh? Sounds like you don't intend to help. Why, for how often we're together, did you really think me the sort of person who would help in such a situation? Kesian banget, udah ditolongin. Well then, I will take my leave.
You'll be late as well if you don't hurry, Mr. Yoinara.
Sore Kak, halo Theo, welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Jangan lupa makan kalau belum. Hari ini kita main game novel, visual novel misteri. Tapi masih demo.
Paying no mind to me standing there, Tina left with a leisurely gait.
Yep.
That's just how she is. Guess I'll wait a little longer. Worst case, I'll go and get soaked. Increasingly filled with resignation as the sound of rain only got louder, I let out a sigh. And then the sound of footsteps broke through that sound, heading my way. Mista! Mista!
Huh? You mean me?
Mista!
Mista. Oh, it's Misty, alright.
What you doing, Mista?
I didn't bring an umbrella, so I can't go to school. I'm stuck. Are you kids lost?
You're not lost, right? Right? Nope.
Then what are you up to on this dreary morning? Lucu, apa yang lucu?
Mista! Not the best conversation I've ever had. Besides, I needed to hurry, or I would be late for class. Mista!
Sorry, but I'm in a hurry. Hold up here and keep out of the rain. You should have your parents to find you.
It is still raining, but it's gotten better than before. May just have to put up with getting wet. Ignoring the two fussing children, I sprinted up into the raindrops that fell harder and harder. I didn't want to deal with this nuisance. Where are you going? Where is going to?
Ayakashi Akashi, siapanya Ren Akashi? Wah, nggak tahu nih Ren. Apa kabar Ren? Welcome to the stream. Bukannya masih nge-stream ya Ren? Atau udah selesai? Masih. Oke. Semangat nge-streamnya. Oh ya, guys. Kalau mau ngeliat Ren endurance stream, main game berbagai macam game, silahkan datang ke streamnya Ren ya. Saudaramu yang hilang, Bang. Bisa jadi. Tapi jangan. Ayakashi-akashinya itu makhluk halus.
I managed to get the slip to the two chasing children and arrive at school. What was with those kids? Oh, Joy-chan. Morning.
Hello, hey, ada Raza. Welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apakah sudah makan siang? Semoga menikmati streamnya ya.
Good morning, Mr. Yoinara.
Rokuro and Zero. Morning.
You look kind of like an overworked mob today, Teach.
It has been raining a whole lot. No umbrella? It wasn't raining when I left.
That's why you gotta check the TV.
True. Well, it will dry soon at any rate. Come on, get back to the classroom.
Right.
First period, math, right? I'm not the best at teaching it, but I have a fondness for mathematics.
These buildings were old. To put it nicely, they had character. To put it mildly, they were falling apart. On rainy days especially, there were often places that leaked. And we didn't have many teachers or students. I taught a class of second years, but there was effectively only one class per grade. So, naturally, favorite teachers were needed for supplementary subjects like art. Guess I'll get going. Ntar sambil makan ya guys, makananku terlantar. Tapi makanannya pakai saus coklat, jadi agak cepat kalau makan. Bentar.
One class per grade, dikit banget. Iya, sekolahnya di desa gitu kalau nggak salah. Perkampungan lah gitu. Ntar minum dulu.
P period at last. Mr. Yoinara, what are we doing today?
Pria ASMR makan nih ya. sorry.
At the end of each month at Yusei Junior High, fifth or sixth period was a designated free period decided upon by the teacher and students. You could have an ethics lesson, or give time for self-study, or teach test-taking skills, all sort of things.
Eki, selamat sore. Hey Aika, welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Semoga menikmati streamnya ya. Ini kita main game visual novel, misteri gitu.
Sometimes we'd even play cards. To be honest, the principal tended to be effective of anything. Maybe this kind of thing is only possible because it's an underpopulated rural school. So, what will it be today?
Sudah makan siang. Eki juga jangan lupa makan ya. Iya, udah makan siang kok. Ini lagi nyemil. Baguslah kok sudah makan.
What will it be today?
Kalau for self-study, kalau self-study pasti mereka main. Kalau play card nggak kayak sekolah. Jadi biar kayak sekolahan, kita nonton history video. Walaupun gak ada yang mau nonton kayaknya.
Mina wants to watch fun anime, not complicated history stuff.
What anime would you prefer?
Like that.
I figured you would more into something like Nikoman Man. Maybe not.
Oh, that reminds me. I saw something in the magazine earlier. Ah, giant pancakes. Those looks delicious.
Hey, those are the ones Maki was eating. Yeah, they sure look yummy.
I'm interested too. Woo! Come over here.
Aya suddenly broke up the subject of large pancakes featured in the magazine, drawing several people over.
Jeez, they're so immature to be infatuated with pancakes at their age. Yeah, I prefer fried chicken.
You should lay up the fried food too.
So hey, Riku, could I have you teach me today?
Your grade seems fine to me, Karuta.
I mean, I know you periodically get tutored, Riku. You should teach me now then. Ugh, you surprised me.
Considering your lack of will to learn, I don't exactly get the urge to teach you. Hey, Sik, welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Semoga menikmati streamnya ya. Ini lagi main visual novel mystery. Tapi demo doang.
We're not willing to learn, but words are hard. How do you even live among society?
Fine then, I'll teach you both. Come on.
Woohoo! Yay!
In addition to the pancake crew, there was another group gathering around Riku for tutoring. Ntar, makan lagi. Piringnya apel jatuh. Miss Aika. Iya, ada Aika. Ya, sorry. Ntar.
Seems they're truly treating this as nothing more than free time. Tadi habisin dulu. Sorry ya guys, free ASMR. Masih ada 2 potong lagi. Sebentar aja. Yoi-chan, you bored? I'm not bored. I got the jobs of watching you guys. But just watching is boring, right? Look, I told you. 2 potong cie berdua. Apa yang berdua? Ini pisang goreng berdua. Kok diciein sih? Wanna play werewolf? Werewolf? Allow me to explain. Ding ding. First, the players are randomly handed out roles on cards. The basic roles are Pillager, Werewolf, and Seer. Seers and Pillagers are in the Pillager camp, while Werewolves are in the Werewolf camp. Pillagers have no abilities. Seers can, at night, define whether someone is a werewolf or a pillager. And werewolves can eat anyone who's not on their side. During the day, everyone talks it out to determine who's a werewolf. If those in the werewolf camp can hide their identities and wipe out the pillagers via execution or department, they win. And the pillager camp wins if they identify the werewolves and execute them. Kak Eki belajar dubbing sejak kapan? Gak pernah belajar. Ngasal doang ini. Kalau bagus syukurlah. So, if you're a werewolf, you gotta defeat people to survive. Got it? It sounds pretty difficult. You'll pick it up as you play. Normally, it spans several days, but let us adopt one-night werewolf rules to play for just 1 day. What do those entail? Since night only comes once, you must definitely hang the werewolf in 1 day before nightfall. To be frank, it's quite different from normal werewolf. But we have precious few people, so oh well. Being either safe or eaten in a single day sounds brutal. Nice, bagus banget, thank you. Bagus lah kalau bagus. Hey, it's just that kind of game. It seems this one's caught on lately. There's all sorts of games out there these days. As for participants, let's have Sir Rokuro, Sir Zero, and Mr. Yoinara. And how about you two? My, would you be alright with me? Tina feels like she would be an adept at this game, judging from the explanation. I don't need to play, do I? Hello, hey, ada Stick. Welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Semoga menikmati streamnya. Ini kita lagi main visual novel mystery, tapi masih demo. Well now, this game is more fun the more people you have. Aren't you lonely all by yourself? Who's all by herself? If you're asking for a fight, I'll give it to you. Kashima's too susceptible to agitation. Under the one-night rules, 2 roles will be added on top of the ones I gave before. First, the T. They can trade cards with any one person. However, they won't know what that person's role is in pants. Sundere. Iya, kayaknya Kashima sendiri. Second, the Psycho. In the werewolf camp, you have the seer system as a pillager. A real troublesome fellow. However, the werewolf doesn't know who's the psycho, and the psycho doesn't know who's the werewolf. But since this is a one-night werewolf, the seer will be able to define that the psycho is the psycho. In fact, the seer is able to define anyone's exact role. But still, the werewolf doesn't know who's the psycho, and the psycho doesn't know who's the werewolf. Actually, there are other roles that form a third cam, but it will get very complicated, so perhaps you can stick them in once you've learned how to play.
I wrote some notes on the roles, so make use of them.
Tremendously thoughtful! Lastly, in One Night Werewolf, there are 2 extra cards in the deck. The leftovers remain in a face-down state. Only the seer can know what's on these cards, or the thief if they steal a face-down card. But of course, if they pick one of these, they can't define the role of another player. I am a bit fuzzy on it still, but I believe I'll follow. The ultimate division of cards will be 2 pillagers, 2 steers, 2 werewolves, 1 thief, and 1 psycho. 8 cards in total. Now, let's play around!
Jeng jeng. Kita mulai game. Sambil makan lagi sekali lagi. Tadi kan bersausnya kebanyakan. Alright. At the proposal of Rockwell and the others, I ended up playing werewolf. Cards with roles written on them were passed out to each of us face down. Nggak enak voice acting lagi ada makanan di mulut.
Now then, everyone, check your role. Do it with protected prudence so the person beside you can't stick a peek.
My role is pillager. That might make it easier to see the score than if I had a special role.
Next, the werewolves will confirm who their allies are, and defining and thieving may take place. Everyone put your hats down on your desk. Each of the action phases come to an end. Upon Susanna's signal, everyone timidly lift their hand. Well then, now begins daytime. Give statements like, "My role is this," and try to guess the werewolves. Who could the villainous werewolves of this world be? Since we have no business playing, let's give 10 minutes for a discussion.
So, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am Kashima Akebono, the seer. I used divination on Professor Yoinara. He was a pillager. Aha, that's correct.
Oh, really?
What? Are you calling me a liar?
Whoa, don't shout so much. What are you, a crow?
Who are you calling a crow?
More importantly, I'm wondering if there's any other seers.
Huh?
I'm the seer.
I am also a seer too.
Ho-ho! Well, there are 2 seers in the deck, so such a turn of events is possible.
Who did you use divination on, Zero?
About that...
It was you, Akebono, and you came up as a seer.
Well now... That doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Huh? How so? Does Akebono saying she's a steer and I saying the same not make it certain?
Oh, desain karakternya bagus, tapi mirip semua ya. Iya, agak mirip-mirip desain karakternya. Soalnya color palette-nya juga agak terbatas sih dia mainnya. Biasanya desain-desainnya lebih beragam Miwashiba rasaku. Ini gara-gara main palette juga kayaknya. Oh ya, Waka, welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Selamat menikmati streamnya ya.
If we can take you at your word, then that would be true, but look at the big picture. It's easy peasy to make that claim right after Kashima-chan said she was here. Yes, that's true. Well considered, Rokuro. Am I right or am I right? No, Zero. If you're really a seer, be a little more tenacious.
Apakah kalau makan pas sore namanya jadi makan sore? Bisa jadi, tapi aku cuma nyemil.
Who knows? Maybe third seer will come on, will show up? Will it now? A brief silence followed by Kashima's agitated remark. It seems Kashima and Zero are the only ones claiming to be seers. To be honest, looking at the paste on cards would have made it easier for you to confirm what roles are in play. But Kashima-chan, Zero, I guess you were both just dumb to arrive at that idea, huh? Huh? Whoa now, steady yourselves. Calm down, take deep breath. Yeah, come on, it's just a game. Rakuro, I would like to ask you to choose your words more carefully. And she's acting like a no-pies teasing sister-in-law.
What does that mean? Apa artinya itu? Aku tidak tahu.
Huh. Well, I could kinda guess from your reaction. Jeez, this guy. If I may interject. Oh, don't tell me. A third tier? A third tier? No, I am the T. Oh! And I traded for one of the paste-on cards, resulting in the role of pillager. I see. In short, if Lady Tina can be believed, there is definitely at least one werewolf in the village. That is correct. Huh, you would say that. Is there something that repents you? Sure is. It's making my cut spoil.
Hai Kai, Faisal, welcome to stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Semoga menikmati streamnya. Kita lagi main visual novel misteri, tapi cuman demo. BTW kenapa emoji sedih gitu? Jangan sedih dong.
Cause the real thief is me.
Sal? Sal A, oh Faisal.
Oh my. I swapped with Tetsuna-chan, and Tetsuna-chan was a pillager. Though, from my point of view, it's pretty darn likely Tina-chan is with the werewolves. So, who can say if she's a psycho or a werewolf specifically? So I see. Well, from my point of view...
Baik, belum. Baru makan sore aja. Oke, mantap. Setidaknya sudah makan.
I believe Madame Sesena, the only one who has not stated her role or indicated another, is quite likely a werewolf. And the one who raised his voice to protect her is a psycho. That is what I would say. Is Rokuro a werewolf? Nope, the T.
Why the fights become romantic all of a sudden? Iya gitu, bukannya mereka lagi gelut.
I see. So you're on my side. Zero, come on. This is a rather tricky one. Who should I believe? Well, one like werewolves never provides much definitive info, which is what makes it tricky, but we have 4 players making statements concerning their own roles. Lady Kashima, a steer. Sir Zero, a second steer. Lady Tina, a T. And Sir Rokuro, a second T. Regarding the seers, there are 2 in the deck, so it is possible for 2 to exist. But only one tip card exists, so one of the two is certainly lying. And through divination in depth, we've got statements for 3 people and one of the face-down cards. Kashima-chan defined Yoi-chan was a pillager, and Zero defined Kashima-chan was a seer. Tina-chan stole a face-down pillager card, and I stole Sesena-chan's pillager card. Though, the two whose roles haven't been corroborated are Zero and Tina-chan. Was I not a seer? If you really are a seer, you should believe in yourself a little more, okay? Got it. I'm seer. Well, it'll be time to vote soon. If there's anything you want to ask, do it soon. I should ask for further details.
Otak ini nggak sampai. Ya mereka main tuduh-tuduhan pokoknya. Okay.
Touch the student's icon to talk with them. Touching the question mark icon will advance the story, but if you advance without talking enough, it may sometimes result in a bad outcome.
Oke, kita makan dulu yang terakhir guys, potongan pisang terakhir. Maaf ya. Ntar aja kok. Yang ini agak kecil. Ntar, ini geraknya mana? Tap dulu deh. Kecil? Apa yang kecil? Best girl I'm survive. Oh, teteh makan yang kecil. Iya. Tadi udah makan yang lainnya soalnya, saya yang paling kecil. Jangan memilih kata-kata yang bisa membuat salah paham apa. Oke, kita kembali. Ngomong sama siapa dulu ya? Mungkin sama Sesena dulu, karena dia yang paling ngerti gamenya. Aku juga ngerti sih, tapi ceritanya kan nggak ngerti si Yoinara.
Now, how to interpret this game board?
Ask for more.
Well, ask as you wish, but all I can reply is that I'm a pillager. Strictly speaking, if you trust Rokuro to confirm me as a pillager, then Lady Tina is either a psycho or a werewolf.
If she's a psycho, salah suara. If she's a psycho, then that would mean there's no werewolf. What happens then?
In that case, there being no werewolf in the village means the psycho is not tempted by the werewolves and joins the pillager camp. This is referred to as a peaceful pillage, a pillage in which there was no werewolf to begin with. And in voting, if everyone votes for the person to their right, it distributes the votes and means no execution. Which is an option you need to take in that event.
I get it. Might have learned something good there. Okay, siapa lagi ya? Rokuro mungkin.
I'm the thief and traded with Sesena-chan, who was the pillager. Why would I choose Sesena-chan? Easy. I felt bad for her because I didn't think anybody would pick her.
Teh maaf ya, bukannya aku tak rindu apalagi tak sayang, tapi ku harus lanjutin novel hororku. Ya silahkan. Makasih ya udah datang. Semoga novelnya cepat selesai.
What a thing to say. The more knots you can clear up, the easier it is, right?
And yet you berated Kashima and Zero for not looking at face on cards.
I mean, that is... You don't have to believe Kashima-chan, but believe me, okay? That's a little too convenient. You can interpret it however you like. Alright, Joy-chan?
Okay, ke 0.
I am seer. I define an Akebono's role to be seer. Why did I choose her? No special reason, if I had to say. Maybe because her seat was right in front of me. Maybe Rokuro's right, and looking at a face-down card would have been better. You'll just have to make use of that knowledge next time you play. Right you are. So, as such, since Akebono said she defined you to be a pillager, you're about the only other I can trust. So we're basically in the same boat.
Okay, kita ngomong ke Ina atau Kashima? Kashima dulu deh. Kashima. Nggak mau dipencet dia. Mbak. Punten. Kok nggak mau sih? Why? Kashima ya sendiri guys, nggak mau dipencet. Nah, baru mau.
I'm a seer. I define Mr. Yoinara to be a pillager. Huh? Why did I choose you? Right. It's true I did a thing about checking Rokuro or someone like that.
Waduh, yang TS. TS apa? TS?
But I felt it might be better to look for other allies. You praise it as if Rokuro is your enemy.
Sedang kesumat ya sama Rokuro kayaknya.
There's the possibility he is, isn't there? And just look at it. If we believe Tina is the real thief, Rokuro is either a psycho or a werewolf.
Sundere emang sulit, iya. Gak mau dipecat juga dia.
And I suppose you're inclined to think that Tina is the real thief. He called me an idiot! I'll never forgive him! He sure holds a grudge. I am the thief, and traded for a face-down card, which was a pillager. Ask for more. To paraphrase Sir Rokuro, I believe that looking at a face-down card would make it simpler to determine the distribution of roles. To restate my earlier point, my perspective is that Sir Rokuro's antagonism is quite suspect. Furthermore, his supposed trade partner to Sena-chan casts suspicions of her being in the werewolf camp. It is my personal opinion that there's very likely a single werewolf. The trouble, however, is deciding which of them is the werewolf. For there's no point in hanging the psycho. Come to think of it, I heard that thing from Susena. Judging from her reaction before the game, Tina doesn't seem to have played werewolf before, so bring it up. Tina, let's just suppose that you're actually the psycho. In that case, there are higher odds of there being no werewolf here. And if everyone splits the vote by voting for the person to their right, there will be no execution. Kayaknya minum dulu guys, bentar. Mulai susah ngomong. Okay. If everyone's a pillager, everyone wins. That's known as a peaceful pillage, apparently. I was not aware of that. Well then, allow me to think for a bit. Right. Did that advance things any? Save lagi, terus kita lanjut. I told Tina about the peaceful pillage, so I bet that will have some effect. Advance the story, yes. Well then, we're just about out of time, so... Does anyone want to say anything more? Pardon me? Would I be permitted to say 2 or 3 things? Oh? First of all, I'm afraid I lied earlier, and for that, I apologize. I am not a thief, but a psycho. Say again? Thus, the real thief is Rokuro, and Madame Cesena with whom he traded is a true pillager. I would err my desire that we choose the option of the peaceful pillage. Incidentally, a peaceful pillage means the Paysound cars are both werewolves, so there are no werewolves in the pillage. In this case, the absence of werewolves means the cycle goes in the pillager camp.
Diam dan kalem sama dengan psycho bisa jadi. Ini tipe-tipe ojosan kan biasanya kayak gitu, dia diam-diam.
And if everyone chooses to vote for the person to their right, the vote is rendered meaningless, and everyone opts for peace. I get it. But this doesn't erase the possibility that Hinata-chan's a werewolf, not a psycho. That is correct, yes. As such, the rest depends on the trust you place in me. This has gotten complicated. Nah, it's simple, right? Either believe Hinata-chan or don't. If you believe her, vote to your right. If you don't, vote for Hinata-chan.
I see.
Alright, time it up. So, please place your votes. On the count of 3, point at the one you wish to vote for. Peace and thank you.
Casena's to my right. Who should I vote for? Cesena lah!
1, 2, 3. Oh, well now, everyone has chosen peace. Now we will reveal the cards all at once. Was this the correct answer?
The Paysound cars were both wolves.
Meaning there was never a werewolf and we chose right. I was not aware of it before, but it is quite a fun game. It stands wondering what role you'll get.
Iya, dulu juga aku suka main werewolf. Seru sih. Pertama itu dapat hunter. Intinya kalau mati kita bisa bawa satu orang buat mati sama kita gitu kan. Terus pas waktu itu kebetulan aku milih werewolf gitu buat mati sama aku. So yeah, aku menolong desa one way or another. Dan di saat itu rasanya keren banget guys. Pertama kali main ya dapat hunter, terus dibunuh sama werewolf, pas mati kebawa werewolf sebiji.
Feels like it would be a pain if Rokuro or Tina had been werewolf.
Gimana ya? Gimana nih? Gitu.
You're just dumber than me, that's all. Ooh, scary.
Duh, mati bobo temen. Ya iyalah, kan hunter gitu ya.
Heaven help me.
Kashima, don't get so emotional that you lose sight of your surroundings.
You have a point. I lost control of myself.
Of course, Rokuro, you shouldn't be so provoking either. Kalau saya nyebutnya bomber. Oh iya, tergantung istilah itu sih. Di tempat main kalian bisa beda-beda nama role-nya.
I'm just telling the truth, okay? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Besides, Kashima gets better grades than you. Ow! Ow! Sakit bang.
That's right. But I'm better at this game, aren't I? Why aren't you saying anything, Mr. Yoinara? Well, now that we've gotten the mood, let's go for round 2.
Okay, ronde 2.
Oh my. As expected, in a game that so closely resembles psychological warfare, you two are adept. Your compliment honors me. Sure, it's not just that all these guys are so easy to read.
Salah.
Sure, it's not just that all these guys are so easy to read. It's impressive how you can lie without hesitation, Rokuro. That's just a game, man. I don't normally lie, do I?
Wajahnya sudah wajah-wajah Sasui.
Yes, I suppose so. Kashima is clearly upset. Cheer up, Kashima-chan. You've got a good conscience. You're just obvious, see? That's not true. Don't tell me she took that as a compliment.
Oh ho ho.
I'm actually unable to read the movements of Mr. Yoinara myself.
Oh ya? Rokuro penipu handal. Iya, wajah-wajah penipu handal itu.
Professor Yoinara is unlike the Rokuro and Lady Tina. He just, well, unintentionally exudes an unreadable atmosphere, perhaps. Might I say that in truth, he isn't especially thinking anything. Did something happen in your past so you lost your emotions or something?
What kind of person do you think I am? Perfect timing. Alright, get back to your seat.
With that, the students returned to their seats one after another. Some of them sprinted over, while others returned with reluctant looks. After that, the class began moving their desks to the side of the room for cleaning. Phew! All done. Wonder if it'll rain on the way home. Doesn't sound like rain, so Mina thinks it won't. Oh, Mina's a good girl. She is. Not even remotely. Yikes, why do you look like you've had the soul sucked out of you? Haha, English is still too tough for you, is it, Mina-chan? Gotta be Japanese, that curvy kind. Well, this is Japan after all. You can get by with just hiragana. Oh, if Iya says so, it must be true.
I have to think of simple approaches even Mino can understand.
By the way, are you coming to school tomorrow, Naki? I kinda plan until tomorrow. Next week, I'll be off to work again.
Ntar ini karakter yang mana? Aito yang mana?
I see. The world of showbiz is rough, huh? If it was idols, I would know all these details. But what's your stage name again? Oh, well, I act pretty different from the way I am normally. So it might be better for me if you don't know. Huh? What? Do you like Icon Blade? Sure, I've had done jobs like that before. Wow, I can't imagine. So, is there something about tomorrow? Since Friday, we were talking about the guys of the class hanging out together. Huh? Is it okay if I come too? Huh? Why not? After all, we hardly ever get to hang out with you. I see. Then I'll be glad to go. Whoa! Naki-chan's coming? Nice! Outdoors would be nice. It's not inside. But I would like to go to the candy store or something. Giving your all even in the play. That's the way of men. Whoa! The boys sounds like they're having a fun talk. Good for them. No girls allowed!
Goodie. Bingung karakternya yang mana aja. Maaf ya guys kalau ada yang ganti-ganti suaranya, masih bingung nih sama karakter-karakternya.
This is the cutie free zone. So mean. Well, fine. We'll get together tomorrow and do something too. Mina will come with. I would rather go home and sleep. What if we went out and ate sweets? I'll go.
Banyak yang mirip-mirip, iya desainnya banyak yang mirip ini. Udah muncul semua terus bingung. Tadi masih dikit kan yang ngomong gitu.
I didn't have plans, so I'm able to go as well. I haven't had any special problem with that either. Oh, sounds good. Hashima-chan, you're going too, right? Sure. Oh, just as I was fearing you might rebuke us as class president. Do I detect a rather cheerful expression? Nope. Let's all go together, girl.
I won't stop you from having fun, but don't go doing anything weird or playing around past dark.
Huh? Like that's possible? Time flies when you're having fun. I'll go on patrol outside and arrest if I see you. Yikes! It's hard to tell if you're serious or joking sometimes, Mr. Yoinara.
Bentar, minum lagi.
Goodbye for now, Professor. Goodbye.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Tak, 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 tak.
As if they had never been tired from cleaning at all, the students went trotting home at schedule gate. Once I finish up here, I should get home quickly.
Pulang. Rebahan.
Yes. When I finished my duties and left the school, it was beginning to drizzle. Better than this morning. Hope it doesn't get worse before I get home.
Wah, ada lagi.
Mista! Mista!
Oh, the kiss from this morning. What is it, you two?
She is Shion. Siri is Serine. What's wrong, Mista?
No, it's nothing. So, what do you want?
I wanna be with you, Mista. Take us with you, Mista.
No, can't do that. People will call that a kidnapping. Ah, lucu. Yang lucu. Where are your kids from? Where are your parents?
Mista!
What? Are you talking about me? I'm not your estranged uncle or anything. Not in any relationship, much less married.
Mista!
Maybe they weren't answering the questions, and rather just want to say Mista. So, look, you two... Huh?
In the instant I was looking down, the two children that had been there suddenly disappeared.
Oh.
Did they run up? I muttered that to myself, then ran along the road home.
Okay. Loading. Bisa ngasap gak sih?
I sat on the bedside of a woman sitting face up. I'm going to die.
Sorry, kasip nih.
Stop it. I'm sure they'll come for me.
Cewek-cewek ini.
Even if that takes decades, centuries, millennia, more than even.
Word Mista word in my mind.
Isn't this enough? So please, wait for me. Just... Sweat not only covered my brow, but dampened my dress shirt, making it cling to my skin. Still not morning. It seemed I had fallen asleep like a pile of bricks as soon as I got home. My pulse was still rapid. Still not morning. I looked at the clock. It was still 4 a.m.
Subuh bang. Bangun.
I questioned whether I should sleep. If I had school tomorrow, I knew I had to sleep, but I didn't want to have that dream. Those feelings took precedence. I haven't had that dream in years. It's been a while since I did this, but maybe I'll sit and wait it out.
Okay, kita duduk.
I leaned my back against the wall, taking a not especially comfortable position so I wouldn't accidentally fall asleep. I wanted for the night to end like that, hearing only the noise of insects.
Okay. Neng, ngasap gimana dah?
It's morning.
Oh, bisa. Tap dulu. Takut kelupaan. Ha.
It's morning. Before I knew it, the night had come.
Ih, nggak ganti baju dong. Mau ke sekolah pakai baju ini lagi, Bang. Keringatan loh tadi bajunya.
It did occur to me, but this approach isn't good for the pack at my age. I gently lift my aching hips. I was suddenly proud of my sturdiness, but it seemed that too had become a past glory.
Udah tua. Rambutnya udah ubanan.
I had to sit down a lot doing my duties as a teacher too. Better get ready soon. Huh? What was that? Probably has to do with my lack of sleep. I would have to sort myself out and sleep properly tonight. I can't put too much burden on my body. That's what my aching back had taught me. Ding ding.
Morning.
Huh? My students. Actually, even students from other classes were gathered outside the classroom.
Apa nih?
Some were disconcerted. Some were having whispering discussions. Some were openly weeping. But all of their gazes were fixed on what was inside the classroom. Yoi-chan! You kiss! Aya broke through the solid crowd of students to approach me. Her breathing was extremely erratic. And without even stopping to let me acknowledge her, she grabbed my arm and pulled me along.
Apa nih? Pengsan.
There, I saw Yuki lying down with her head in Kashima's lap.
Hey, Yuki. What's the matter? Orang lagi pingsan, Pak, ditanyain.
Yuki? I tried taking her body and lightly prodding her cheek, but she didn't respond. I quickly checked her pulse and whether she was breathing. Looks like she's just fainted. Have you called an ambulance? That's right! An ambulance! No, it's fine. You can calm down first, Kashima. I'll make the call. I left Yuki to dial for ambulance. As I stood up, I saw into the classroom. There?
Oh. Aduh, apa itu? Badan menggantung.
Jinjing.
Holy coconut. Apa yang terjadi? Itu Rokuro bukan?
I saw Rokuro in a gruesome state, hung in the center of the classroom.
Kenapa, Bang?
Hello, do you have an emergency? Is there a fire? Hello? The sound grew distant. All sounds were overtaken by the sound of my heartbeat. My senses returned with a start. This was... What's going on here? Looking around, I appeared to be under the overhang of a tea house, taking shelter from the rain. I had a strange uneasiness.
Ih, kok serem. Iya. Gamenya kan misteri, tapi nggak tahu nih kenapa nih.
And it seemed it refused to settle, instead growing larger and larger. Unable to bear it, I took up running without regard for the rain that beat against the ground. Morning, Yoi-chan! Whoa! Mr. Yoinara, you're soaking wet. Rokuro, you're alive? As I hesitatingly touched his body, Rokuro gave me the dubious look. What's the deal, Yoi-chan? Did the rain splash up so hard it hit you upside the head? It's not healthy to make yourself chilly. The two of them responded to my actions with curious looks. Was it just a dream? It's nothing. Sorry to do that all of a sudden. Weirdo.
Kata aneh lagi, jahat banget bang.
I saw the two of them up to the classroom, then headed for the staff room to get some spare clothes. Glad I've got it here, since I always get my clothes dirty catching wild dogs that trespass and whatnot. Kashima was standing outside the door to the staff room. Her eyes seemed filled with fear. What's up, Kashima? Mr. Yoinara. It's nothing. With that quick remark, Kashima ran up.
Wadaw.
Huh?
Changing. Loading lagi.
Before I knew it, it was first period. I observed the students' behavior, as most of them didn't seem concerned about anything. However, Kashima alone was giving up a restless air.
First period Friday is English, right?
I was checking the schedule and thinking out loud when the students went a bus. Yoi-chan, today's Thursday, isn't it? So it's math, right? That's right. No English today. So Mina didn't bring her textbook.
Thursday?
I hastily turned on my cell phone. According to the screen, today was indeed Thursday.
Ayolo.
Yoi-chan!
While I struggled to grasp the situation, Rokuro indifferently called out. What? Do you need something?
Oh, just wanted to ask, Yoi-chan. I was that here, wasn't I?
Ayolo! Dia tahu dong. How is that possible? Ramboy.
Huh? Jing jing.
Apa nih? Intro. Lagunya enak. Oke, intronya selesai. Semuanya nih karena game itu. Waduh, bisa jadi nih. Ntar save lagi. Langsung auto save ya.
A crossword made my throat tighten. At the same time, I felt like the other students' expressions stiffened as well. You were that. Do you mean hung? Yeah, that. What's the meaning of this? I mean, it means exactly what I said. Eh? No way! But that wasn't a dream? Don't tell me you saw it too. Huh? Everybody had the same dream? I woke up in front of the flowers, so I thought I would nod it up.
Rokuro, weren't you saying it was probably just a dream too?
I mean, obviously we wouldn't be having class otherwise, right? Besides, the students and teachers in the other classes didn't seem to know.
Ntar minum lagi.
But, Yoi-chan, you seemed like you might.
You found my action this morning curious too, didn't you?
Look, meeting your teacher in the morning and him doing that all of a sudden is surprising stuff, right?
Doing what? What did you do to Rokuro? Enough with that. For now... Who here had a dream about seeing Rokuro's hanged corpse?
The students glanced at each other nervously, and reluctantly raised their hands.
Everyone?
What's going on? Were all of us sleepy? This is an occult phenomenon indeed.
First, I want to hear from everyone one by one. I'll have you come out into the hall in sitting order. Start with your seat number and name, and if you know of anything unusual or curious that happened lately, tell me. What's the intent of that? Oh, salah tadi suara kan? What's the intent of that? Gitu kan suara dia. There's no question that there's a strange phenomenon going on, and I see some of you are feeling quite anxious. So my goal is to both grasp the situation and provide counseling, I suppose. Make sure to come in order, starting from the front left seat.
Understood.
Set nih orang anak mana? Namanya nggak kayak nama Jepang ya?
Tina Eturpika, seat number 4. Anything unusual? Let us see. There have been rumors amongst the girls as of late. Some say they hear strange voices.
Strange voices? Like what?
Well, it's not as if I heard them myself. Inquire with Iya, if you please.
Tina was a wealthy daughter from the Eturpika financial conglomerate. In short, a very large group that held considerable power in this area. Pantas Ojo sama sekali gayanya ya. Emang Ojo sama ternyata.
As for the girl herself, I guess I should say, hard to get a hold on. While her thinking in itself was sound, her unbending nature made it common for her to clash with other people, which was a bit concerning. It is a very strange occurrence for this class alone to all have the same dream.
Hopefully it is a dream. Alright, you can go.
Pardon me?
Orang kaya dia, iya Ojo sama.
Seat number 2, Yuki Utashiro. I'm sleepy.
That's nothing new. You were the first witness, Yuki?
I'm part of the campus cleanup committee, so I woke up earlier to water the flowers in the classroom. And then, I painted as soon as I saw it. Yuki always seemed to be sleepy, and half awake during the class at best. However, she did good work for the cleanup committee every morning, so I didn't think she lacked diligence. Even if she's not in class.
Not every day you see court. It's alright. Get some rest.
Okay. I'm sure it was just a dream, yeah? But I don't feel like I slept at all.
We are technically in class, so don't sit now.
Aww.
She was all set to call out, huh?
Seat number 7, Iya Shishibe. Heya!
Tina told me you've heard strange voices.
Strange voices? Oh yeah, I did. Kind of like moaning?
Moaning?
Brrrr. Sort of like that.
I would call that growling myself.
Yeah, that's a ticket.
Iya looked and acted a bit flashy,
but didn't behave badly or anything.
I would call her a light-hearted student, but occasionally she would be too light-hearted and have that taken advantage of.
Well, I don't know if that has anything to do with this, though.
Right now, I want to hear whatever anyone has to say. Alright, you're done.
Righty-titty!
Righty-tooty?
Kashima Akebono, seat number 1.
Don't need to strain your voice so much.
I am the class president, so I feel it's only expected of my title. So, something unusual? I can't really say I know anything. Wouldn't even count Rokuro dying.
Honestly, jahat banget sama Rokuro. Not even a person's death.
Look, you just plain expect him to get murdered, right? Even if it was a mass dream.
Well, I do expect he would earn grudges.
There have been countless times I might have gone through with my murderous intents, if not for the laws of the Sen.
That's frightening.
Like he doesn't earn it with the things he does. I would prefer if he were a simple skirt flipper, honestly.
No, that's even worse. I don't know. You're fine with skirt flipping?
Why not? It's just fabric.
Kashima was overly serious. Or maybe more accurately, she played by her own bizarre rules. Sometimes she would make some dangerous-sounding proclamations too. And there had indeed been times she nearly went piss-flying. She had a tendency to let her feelings overcome her a bit too often. Despite how she spoke, her eyes were wavering quite a bit, likely due to her over-diligent personality. Oh, panutan. Apa? Menggelut. Bete. Kerat orangnya si Kashima. With everyone thinking it was a strange dream, she might have been the one most disturbed by this incident. Well, okay. Don't overdo it. You can go now. Morning, Eki. Hey, Lik. Welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang? Atau mungkin udah makan sore atau malam? Baru bangun ya? Kok morning sih? Ya, selamat menikmati streamnya. Ini main game visual novel mystery. Tapi masih demo, jadi mungkin bakal gantung di ujung.
Excuse me. I am Sasanaka no. Seat number 5.
Art style gamenya cute. Iya, yang bikin MIWASHIBA. Tahu MIWASHIBA nggak, Lik? Dia kadang nge-ilus Pokemon juga. Pokemon. Kok Pokemon sih? Vocaloid. Biasanya itu sih beberapa MP-nya Giga rasaku. Termasuk itu Gigantic OTN sama itu Gecha termasuk dia. Terus dia juga sempat bikin berapa game sih? Kalau kamu tahu ada Elismer, ada Lie It, ada One Bit Heart yang game-game sebelumnya.
I am Sasanaka no. Seat number 5. The guy within me is speaking. They say
things have been much too peaceful thus far. In other words, you yourself have nothing to note besides the incident.
Camping Jollibee jackpot.
What the heck does that mean? Hai manisku cintaku Eki. Halo Wal, welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang atau makan sore mungkin? Welcome to the stream. BTW kita main visual novel mystery tapi masih demo. I played One Bit Heart, such a good game. Yes. One Bit Heart seru sih, banyak karakternya. Lord Walp sujud.
Why? Just what it sounds like.
Why is she making a face like it's only natural? I understand it. Gimana sih ini anak SMP ngomong sama boomer pakai bahasa gaul? Ya mana ngerti boomernya?
Well, I believe it to be a bad dream, but
Lena, she certainly loved the occult. Kelihatan. She would sometimes bring up spiritual matters, often making me unsure how to react. The phrase she used tends to get oddly stuck in my memories. In fact,
I always say them myself sometimes. Okay, you can go now. Alright, regarded rigato ni. Apa sih?
Siapa nih?
Minon, naradaite. Seat number 9. Yep. Something strange. Is teacher really a virgin?
Who told you that?
Iya.
Eki, halo Tako, welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang atau makan malam? Semoga menikmati streamnya. Ini visual novel misteri, tapi masih demo. Si kacamata lebih sas gemes si Sesena. Her, huh? The answer is no. Sore Eki, hey Bimbo, welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan siang atau makan malam? Ya, selamat menikmati streamnya. Ini kita main visual novel misteri. Belum makan nanti. Ya, jangan lupa makan ya Tako. Yang kacamata sas, looking at Eki. Iya guys, aku sas. Yoinara juga kacamatanya kan merah gitu ya, sama kayak aku. Oh iya, Yoinara juga kacamataan. Sesena juga. Tim kacamata ya. Habis tidur siang, kebangun. Gak apa-apa, udah mau malam juga. Aham, you got the point, Mr. Tako. Aku nggak sas, aku yang main nih.
Oh, I see. So, what's the virgin?
That's where we're headed, huh? Oh well, nothing from you then.
Is it something to eat?
You're not exactly wrong. I am a smart indeed, Mr. Udin.
Got it.
She don't got it.
Mina was as lighthearted as Iya, or rather, she was basically floating.
Wild would probably be the ideal word to describe Mino.
Much like a feral child, her physical abilities were extremely high, but she mostly flung outside of PE.
Yap, Mr. Tako. Enggak, aku enggak sas. Alright, you can go back to your seat now.
Gotcha. Seat number 6, Nakiko Kuriko. Let's see. I don't think I know anything. I haven't come to school in a while.
Right. You can only occasionally come to school due to your performing work.
Yeah.
No helping that.
Well, I mean, I think it was a dream. It's just all kinds of strange.
Naki was active in the entertainment world from a young age and seemed fairly popular, so he could only sometimes come to school.
Even so, he was an excellent student who got above average test scores.
His lack of attendance made it hard to show that on the report card though. He apparently used a stage name, but I would never see Naki on TV. Mungkin beda banget.
Even though, according to him, he appeared pretty regularly.
So right when you arrived, disaster struck.
Don't put it like that, Mr. Yoinara. I'm a student of class 212.
Right. Sorry. You can go back now.
Don't push yourself too much, Mr. Yoinara.
Siapa selanjutnya? Dokuro Yamakagashi. Seat number 12.
Well, I wouldn't say there's been anything too bizarre. Just getting my body tore up and hung and killed. But that's all.
Nyantai banget bang. Habis mati loh. You're the one I want to hear from most.
But seriously, that is all I've got.
Basically, I'm the one who wants to know what happened to me.
Dokuro was the most difficult person to deal with in the class, and the hardest to tell what he was thinking.
Kurang obat nih anak.
Self-conceited and not very cooperative, he was a lot of trouble. If only he were a little more mature.
Maybe even you don't know. Of course, guess there's nothing I can do.
That's right.
You can go for now. I'll ask later if something strikes me.
You want to talk to me that badly, Yui-chan?
Not right now. Nope.
Feel free to leave. Rude. Seat number 8. Liquid Akato. What has me curious is how I heard you've been going to local Abura soba shop lately. Pretty much daily, if I hear right. How do you know that? Oh, because I go there too. Karota likes Abura soba. Come to think of it, he does. Karota yang mana ya, lupa? Is that unusual? I'm constantly shaking my head at how you two can eat it so often and never get tired of it. Riku was highly self-confident and looked down on other some, but proved a helpful sort. He and Karota got along well. I did feel their friendship was mostly a result of Karota's tolerance for giving Riku's eccentricity, though. You're getting older, Mr. Yoinara, so you should pay more heed to your health sooner or later. If I could die from Abura soba, I would be pretty happy with that. Karuta said something similar. You guys are beyond help. If that's all you wanted to ask, you can leave now. Got it. Excuse me.
Di lehernya ada tai lalat.
That really was it?
Kita doang dong. Coba nih. Oh, ini Karuta.
Seat number 3. Karuta Urawashi. Something strange, huh? Like you eating Abura soba every day?
Riku already mentioned that.
Oh, I see. Then I'll ask Riku later. No need to do that. Karuta had no particular specialty, but he hit a high average, you might say. He generally gave me the impression that he could shrewdly work out anything.
Ntar ya minum lagi.
He had a big heart personality too. No real faults to speak of.
Nothing else in particular?
Oh, the new Abura soba shop they opened in Tadenbachi is pretty good.
That is good info.
Nice! Let's eat there together sometimes, Mr. Yoinara.
Later, you can go back to your seat. Penting banget ya?
Okay.
Yang ini gimana suaranya?
Hi, Tominai. Seat number 11. Anything amiss? Well, I want to take her to an Ami-chan concert lately.
Is she an idol?
Yeah. You like her too, Mr. Yoinara?
I just know the name.
Well, what a shame. She'll brighten up your life. Anyway, that's why if time really got me wrong, it makes me want to die.
Sorry. Ya intinya si itu suka idol lah guys. sorry skip kepencet tadi. Show some moderation. If you make your truancy too obvious, there have to be extreme measures. Minum kak dan berkedip. Ya berkedip selalu kok, walaupun ini PNG-nya nggak kedip.
Which is more important to you, Mr. Yoinara? Studying or living?
I suggest you live and study. You can go now.
Yep.
Seat number 10. Zero Manzanka.
Nothing's really been amiss. I grew a little taller.
You're still growing? How tall are you? Tinggi banget!
191 centimeters.
Huh, that's outrageous. I wonder if this is a dream too. It isn't right now, I'm sure.
Figures. Hiro had a large frame, making him the most conspicuous in the class.
Hampir 2M, wow, iya tinggi banget. Dongak tuh ngeliatnya.
Often he would react candidly or be facing out. Something that had made me curious. I felt people take fights with him often, even students from other schools. Part of the problem was that he didn't generally turn people down. Considering how often I saw him with Rokuro, I couldn't take my eyes off him for a number of reasons. Alright, you can go now. Right. Ouch. You sure are clumsy. Yes. 0 was the last one. I'll head back to the classroom.
Kita kembali ke kelas.
As I thought, the students all seemed to believe this event was a dream. The death of a classmate, the reversal of time. True, they both sound like dreams. So, what all have you ascertained from us? We just had the same mass dream after all. Something like that, right? No, I am certain this is the work of an Ayakashi.
Music stop.
Ayakashi? How occult? Hold on now. You can't just throw out that word so casually and expect us to understand.
For now, just listen to me. Let me ask you all. What do you think happens to people when they die?
Who would know without dying first? You got a good place.
Ntar karuta yang mana? Ah, heaven, right?
There exists the world of gods, the world of spirits, the world of the dead, the physical world, and hell.
Kok jalan sendiri tadi? Yasena, you can stop there. I'm guessing it would be a long one. There are many theories about the afterlife, but people generally believe that soul leaves the body, and that soul goes to some other world. To put it simply, that world and this world can be thought of as opposing shores. You guys must be pretty serious to be thinking about the afterlife while you're still living. That is a once-in-a-lifetime event, after all. Longing to know things that are hard to know might just be human nature. However, there are exceptional cases where souls can reach the other shore.
So, it's not as if you go there immediately once you die?
Souls with strong feelings towards this world will stubbornly refuse to cross over. Ah, like Kibakurai? The earthbound spirit? If only the soul wanders the world of the living, then that's what it is, yes. But on rare occasion, it may cling to its body and become a living corpse.
Sounds like what you would call a zombie.
You're not necessarily wrong. Simply put, since their body is dead, it won't mature anymore. To break it down into even simpler terms, they are ghosts that anyone can see. But if the process is quick enough, wouldn't it be treated like a miraculous revival? Wouldn't it be possible for them to just return to living as normal then? To jump ahead a bit, yes, it would. And more troublesome yet, souls that dwell here too long begin to grow mad and lose control of their self. At the root of their desire to remain in this world lies an attachment to life. When a soul loses control, that attachment grows stronger, and it attacks the living. Oh! So it becomes even more out of control? Right. That's why people like us send them to the other side. We call the deceased who seek to share the blessings of the living Ayakashi. And we are their senders, so we call ourselves Padaw. Apa nih bang?
I have heard of the term. Something about a lineage of diviners forming succession.
I haven't, but... You're not a teacher, Teach? Well, I wasn't always set to be a successor, but then my elder sister died. Oh, yang tadi di mimpinya itu berarti kakaknya ya? I inherited the duty from her after quitting my old job and becoming the teacher I am now.
So you're saying this affair wasn't a dream, but an Ayakashi's doing?
That's what I think, yes. Yes. Doesn't feel very realistic. It's so outrageous to keep up with.
Sure, but if you look around, unrealistic things are happening. It's more believable to me that it was a nightmare we all had together. So, Yoi-chan, whose fault are you saying this is? That I don't know yet. Judging from the fact that the effects have only been on this class. All I can say now is there's a possibility they are here in our class. Wadaw, apa nih?
There's an Ayakashi with me now? Oh, I'll not stick with them. Don't! Won't they slice you up?
If this were a manga, it would be like, you would notice someone had special aura, or you would use some sixth sense. Otaku banget ya si Haito nih. But you can't tell, Mr. Yoinara? As I said, I wasn't originally meant to be a successor. Maybe my sister could have done that, but I can't. I wonder, what will happen tomorrow? Probably I'm gonna die again, right? Then we just need to protect Rokuro. It's currently unclear what circumstances led to Rokuro being attacked, though.
Is there any way I could assist, Mr. Yoinara? I'll help out too.
Minum lagi deh.
I'll help out. I'll help out too. And Nino.
Alright. How about you get up books on yokai? Yokai? Actually, those are referred to Ayakashi too. Is there a meaning onto that? The beings we call Ayakashi have existed for a long time. We use Ayakashi in a specific way now, but the word part predates that. I am thinking we'll look for creatures whose natures match our current phenomenon, then go from there. I would thought you would be knowledgeable since that's your line of work. My previous job was unrelated to all this as well. I never believed that much in anything related to the occult, so I lacked that knowledge.
But Tessana know a lot? I don't know more than the average person. But it's not all stored in my head like I'm a walking dictionary, I'm afraid. However, I may be of service in finding the proper literature.
Let's go to the library then.
Are you sure? Aren't we having class?
The principal should relax. We'll manage. Gak kayak capsek sekolah sebelah ya yang jam kemarin.
You're so graceless, Yoi-chan.
Kashima still doesn't seem to have digested the situation. Ntar napas dulu. Sebelah barbar, iya. Ntar guys. Capek. Capek ngomong bentar. Napas dulu sejenak. Aku save dulu. Oke, kita ngambil air lagi. Airku habis. Ya. Oke. Napas dulu, minum dulu. Ada Ken. Welcome to the stream, Ken. Apa kabarnya hari ini? Apa sudah makan? Semoga menikmati streamnya. Oh ya, bagi yang datang tapi tidak menunjukkan diri di chat, selamat datang juga. Welcome to the stream. Semoga kalian sudah makan. Dan ya, selamat menikmati streamnya. Capsek sesat yang kemarin. Iya, sesat banget. Ini gak ada yang bisa diklik. Oke, lanjut. Halo, masih stres bikin gambar 70 biji. Buat apa? Kok banyak banget? Semangat, masih capek. We need to go search the library. Okay, let's do it. 70 biji, iya banyak banget. Masih stream, Mbak. Iya, Ren udah selesai. Welcome again, Ren. Climbing up some awfully creaky steps, we arrive at the school library.
Bikin animasi, hehe, iseng-iseng sih. Oke, mantap. Ditunggu hasilnya.
It was a snug little room, but filled with a large variety of books. There were history books, dictionaries, even somewhat dated manga and novels.
Are there books on Ayakashi? Allow me to answer as the library assistant. There are also books in that small storeroom over there, you see? And I believe we'll have better luck. Oh, it's been locked. Going back to the first floor to borrow the key from the staff room would be troublesome. Mina can open it. Ah, won't open.
If you need physical labor, it's my time to it's my time to shine. No, hold on. We can't force it open. If we break the door, we'll be in trouble for sure.
Then, how about lockpicking?
Ah, that's a thrilling notion. I cannot perform it myself, however. I bet Rokuro could, right? Hey now, what kind of life leads somebody to learn lockpicking? No, I can't do it. Eh? You've totally got the personality of someone who could.
Kayak gitu bang, masih SMP.
Consider the full extent of my life, not just what I'm like. I can do it, I think.
Aduh,
Really? That's a surprising skill.
dicurigai maling. Iya. Aku bisa sih. Kan maling. Kasian banget disuzonin ya.
Surprising is an understatement. I couldn't have imagined it for a millisecond.
I was on a show once where the director was looking for realism. He had me practice over and over until I could just do it. It was a while ago, though, so I can't be certain. Lockpicking? That needs a wire.
Mina has fun in her treasure collection.
Whoa, amazing! Is that an extra-dimensional pocket? Treasure? You're sure it's not garbage? You probably shouldn't say that with an earshot of Mino. Well then, oh, hold on. Mr. Yoinara, will picking the lock get us in trouble? It's fine in my book. Ah, that's good. Well then, I'll give it a shot. With that, Naki turned to the storeroom door and began to work. Just as I found myself thinking, what middle schoolers can pick a lock? There was a small echoing click. And with a twist of the knob, the door opened with a slightly unpleasant creaking sound. A few of the students watching raised their voice in admiration. Gitu.
Whoa, it really opened. Is there even a point in security measures?
In this case, I believe Sir Naki's skills should be applauded. I don't think it's a very commendable skill.
Well then, now we can scrape together some books. Please give a moment.
Entering the storeroom with a forceful shout, Sesena started pulling books up shelves at a rapid pace. I'll hold some books too. I'm a library assistant myself, but the duties always fall to her since I'm not around. That's your help too. It's super strong. Leave it to me.
Sir Rokuro, won't you assist?
Well, you gotta give the right job to the right guy, yeah? I'll go ahead and check these books for info on Ayakashi. I'm their first victim, after all. That's more efficient, right?
Quite a convincing excuse coming from you, Sir Rokuro.
Thanks for a compliment, Sesena-chan.
I'm not really one for reading. I guess I'll help carry. If Iya carries, Mina will carry too.
If that's what you girls are doing, I'll handle searching, I guess. Maybe I'll search as well. That's more my style. Make this up. The students went dividing up duties. Ultimately, The book-carrying group and the material-sourcing group were up exactly even size. Nakiwangi-wangi. Kenapa tiba-tiba? So, how should we look this up? For now, we'll make our judgments based on Rokuro's cause of death and predicament. You might not want to remember it, but if you could give a little more detail. I went home without making any stops, like usual, and sat at home like usual too. At least, I'm pretty sure I did. And then suddenly, someone's standing in front of me. Next thing I know, I am in the 2-1 classroom. And even though I changed clothes at home, I was wearing my uniform. Before I could grasp the situation, someone gouged me hard enough to make entrails fly. Yeah, basically instant death. You're really something, kid. Dia nyantai banget ya ngomong dia mati gitu dibunuh. Mr. Yoinara, I gotta use the bathroom. Go ahead. Okay. Haita shut up like a rocket before I could finish speaking. Well, sure. To call that an extreme description is another statement. How are you even able to recall what happened so clearly? Ah, well, it was a mystery to me too. What happens to people when they die? But then, I experienced it. First, my soul left my body. I was looking at me. A near-death experience, or something like that, I suppose. It's not near-death if he actually passed away, though. Glad that was a dream, but all the stuff I sensed wasn't very dreamy. It didn't hurt. Maybe since they went so hard, all my senses died before I could even understand the pain. My ears were ringing the whole time. I couldn't understand anything except that, oh, I'm dying. Do you not recall who did you in? I remember, but I can't say it here. Oh, berarti orangnya ada di sini. Siapa nih? Jangan Yoinara. Soalnya tadi Rokuro pas di awal kayak ngomong sesuatu yang menandakan kalau yang ngelakuin itu si Yoinara. Why so unwilling? There's a sequence to things, Yui-chan. Now's not the time. It's amazing you can remember that much. I'm like, what was I just dreaming about? All the time, myself. So, anyway, that Ayakashi, it's attempt to kill me failed, obviously. Cause they messed with the omniscient. Cause they messed with the omniscient, omnipotent, and stage Rokuro-chan. What an exaggerated scale. That's the part where you're supposed to laugh, Yuki-chan. Rokuro tahu sesuatu, tapi nggak bisa ngomong karena ada hal yang menekan dia. Bisa jadi. Tapi kalau menurut perkiraanku sih kayak Yoinara ini yang ngebunuh. We're talking about serious things here. If we keep talking serious stuff, won't everybody end up like Haito-chan? So then, in what way will this guide us to our Ayakashi? To surmise from what we just heard, we have capable of kidnapping people and capable of tearing up bodies. So we need only search for an Ayakashi that possesses two qualities? No, I want you to be thinking of them separately. Very rarely, there are Ayakashi that have incredible power, but in practice, overly powerful abilities tend to destroy their fragile bodies. A freshly dead amateur Ayakashi would be blown to smithereens. Calling Ayakashi an amateur, it's strange in a lot of ways. The smart ones are apparently able to conceal themselves in our world, without anyone noticing their unmaturing body. However, most are noticed by the people around them, and they come to talk to us. So it's possible not much time has passed since they died. Actually, why would dying and being revived give them mysterious powers anyway? I hear that the heightened power of the soul caused by their attachment to life does something or another. That isn't exactly a point that we should be so page on, is it? But if that's the case, that means there are two. At least. It's also rare for Ayakashi to cooperate, but it's not unheard of. Could there be others, I wonder? Personally, I'm most curious about the reversal of type. Aku permisi dulu, mau makan. Kak Eki makan juga, dan Mr. Voice is the cute voice I ever heard. Oke, makasih Udin udah datang. Selamat makan. Oke, lanjut. But at the current stage, who knows if it was actually first or what? Since there's a possibility it was a prophetic dream or the like, I cannot believe that was a dream! Kashima pounded the desk and shouted to interrupt everything you were saying. Whoa! Dariku yang mana ya? Oh yeah. What are you shouting for all of a sudden? I find it much harder to accept that what I felt was just a fiction. My happiness at being invited out after school the day before, and how I looked after Yuki when she collapsed. The weight of Yuki's head on my legs, and my thought of, why did Rokuro have to die? The way you also treat me, you sure you didn't think serves him, right? Of course not. Sure, Rokuro's not a good person, but he's not a good person. He's not a bad person either. Kasihan langit. Huh. I heard a loud voice over here. Whoa, what's wrong, Kashima-chan? Did Rokuro finally make you cry? Rokuro, you no good. No, it wasn't me, okay? Kashima, you've been quietly enduring this the whole time. You did seem to have taken this incident the hardest out of everyone. I see. When you asked about it this morning, I said probably just a dream and laughed it up. I'm sorry. Besides Rokuro, I can't imagine there are any bad people in this class. Looking at everyone here as the class president, I can't think anything else. You're right. It's unbelievable that there'd be opinion among us. It's totally fine to have ideals, but in the end, you're just hoping, right? Now hold on. You didn't have to phrase it like that. Then, would you be okay with it if you died tomorrow, Iya-chan? You saw how I kick it. I didn't die because I wanted to die. Somebody did the deed. Feel free to go into a little more detail, until nobody can help but believe there's a killer among us. Amogus. Someone seems sus. Rokuro, give it a break. Rokuro! Kenapa bang? Kok marah? Huh? His body went numb from zero shock, the like of which I would never heard before. Zero approached Rokuro, then lifted him up a little roughly with one hand. Ow! I'll borrow this. And I'll apologize in your place. Kashima, yeah, sorry. Why are you apologizing, Zero? Malam Eki, hey, ada Wiza. Welcome to the stream. Apa kabarnya malam ini? Apa sudah makan malam? Ya, selamat menikmati streamnya. Kita main visual novel mystery. Cuman demo sih. Tapi, ya, nggak apa-apa.
Yeah, it's Rokuro who's saying all that mean junk.
He just doesn't know how to use his words very well. Forgive him. You realize you're still agreeing with me that it's wishful thinking, right? You're some idiot yourself, Zero. Kashima-chan, Iya-chan, you shouldn't put much hope into other people. I think you'll live more comfortably that way. Ow! Diapain? Oh. Still holding him with one hand, Zero probably hit Rokuro in the back with the other. And just like that, they vanished among the bookshelves.
Zero marah bang.
Wow, I've never heard Zero shout like that. Kashima-chan, you okay? Yes, sorry, thanks. I must admit, Sir Rokuro's excuse had a bit of logic to it. For when humans interact with others, they hide that which is inconvenient to them. More importantly, we must quickly find our bearings regarding the Ayakashi.
Ooh, thanks Eki. Yeah.
For our time is limited, isn't it, Mr. Yoinara? But teacher, is it okay to leave those two alone? Zero had a stern look. It was kind of scary.
I miss 110. Aduh, aku bisa baca. Bisa baca angka 110 minutes of voice acting. Iya, udah mulai dari tadi, tapi nggak apa-apa. Mungkin gamenya masih panjang. Rasa aku masih panjang.
Indeed, I am curious about those two, considering how Zero was acting. However, how Kashima and Ia feel after all, that is also a concern. Like Tina says, if someone's going to die again tomorrow, we need to be quick in searching this material.
Ngapain ya? Enaknya ngapain guys? Datangin Zero Rokuro, datangin Kashima Iya, atau nyari-nyari sendiri aja terus nggak pedulin murid sendiri. Siap dulu deh. Siapa tahu pilihan kita menghasilkan hal yang berbeda. Sulit. Oh ya, welcome yang baru datang tapi tidak menamakan diri di chat. Semoga menikmati streamnya. Cap-cip-cup deh. Cap-cip-cup, kembang kuncup, pilih mana yang mau itu. Bingung. Antara dua ini sih, kalau ini emang bisa nanti gitu ya. Zero sama Rokuro, tadi Zeronya marah ke Rokuro gitu. Terus Kashima Iya, tadi Kashimanya nangis. Mau ikut milih tapi nggak tahu konteks. Ceritanya mereka nyari tahu soal hantu gitulah. Si cowok rambut hitam, rambut biru tadi itu meninggoy. Terus tiba-tiba itu waktunya reverse, jadi balik lagi pas dia belum mati. Terus ya gitu deh, mereka debat. Intinya yang satunya ngomongnya asal ceplos, satunya lagi habis nangis. Siapa ya? Kashima iya, Zero. Kayaknya iya bisa deh tanganin Kashima. Aku datangin Zero Rokuro dulu.
As you say, Yuriko, those two are a bit concerning. It might be a needless worry, but Zero strength is no laughing matter. I'll go take a look. Right, leave me to search through the books. I headed for the shelves in the back to look for the pair. I found them standing side by side in a blind spot formed by bookshelves. Mr. Yoinara, I apologize for shouting so loudly here in the library. No, that's fine. I was trying to stop Rokuro myself. So, speaking of Rokuro... What? Were you worried Zero was gonna punch me or something? He wouldn't do a thing like that, Joy-chan. Didn't you know that? I thought it was a possibility, but he isn't behaving any different from usual. I was just as worried about you, Rokuro. So that's why I came over. Huh. Doesn't seem like you care. Nah. Rokuro says such things with ill intent, but he does properly think before he acts. Are you sticking up for him? Zero never lies, remember? Well, I'll get back to helping. So long. Hey, if you just go back now. It's no problem if I'm helping out Tatena-chan, right? You sure hang out with Rokuro often, and even go as far as covering for him. Please don't say it like that, Mr. Yoinara. At times, I envy Rokuro, and I respect him as well. Can't imagine why.
Ya sih, mereka kayak bukan tipe-tipe yang bakal temenan dekat, tapi mereka temenan dekat gitu. Jadi unik.
The thing is, before you get to know Rokuro, he does things like this which feels everyone at a distance. So, Mr. Yoinara, I ask you to kindly open Rokuro. You might ask me to explain myself, but he's not the kind of person who can be easily explained. I won't give up on him. I mean, he's a cool student, I guess. I'm not going to give up on a student. I'm sure he has his reasons. Mr. Yoinara. Right. You treat Rokuro well for me. Okay, I'd better go now. Have to find some materials or else. Right. Man, I can't believe how many copies of the same book this place has.
Aku agak penasaran sama itu. Kalau kita datangin Kashima sama Iya. Coba kita load dulu. File nomor 6. Kompor Kashima and Iya.
First up, I should help Kashima and Iya get their spirits back up. Thinking that, I let my seat unacross Kashima and Iya. The two are hanging their heads in a strange arrangement, as if comforting each other while also sharing in misery.
Yoi-chan, maybe I've been more of a nuisance than I thought. Between my lack of concern for Kashima-chan and how Rokuro really was right, am I just being useless? Not in the slightest, it's okay.
Most people wouldn't be willing to take that situation sitting down. I don't think anything you've done has been wrong at all.
Maybe you're right. Thanks.
You don't have to worry about me, Iya.
I should have tried harder to tell you myself. I even ran away when I met Mr. Yoinara in the morning.
Yes, so you did. I think with the general air of everyone thinking it was a dream, it's reasonable that he couldn't say.
Right. I did go to the staff room since I thought maybe you would believe it. But I thought, what if even he tells me it was just a dream?
I get it. Take it slow. After all, this isn't the sort of thing anyone can readily accept.
Yes. Let's just make sure no one else dies. We need to look for books, quickly. Yeah, that's right. There's still more, so I'll bring them over.
Oke, kayaknya gak ada perbedaannya.
Man, I can't believe how many copies of the same book this place has. Unwritten books were a frequent occurrence, as I'm told. Huh. Well, at any rate, this much should be plenty.
Making multiple copies of everything with the expectations of them being stolen. Our principal is absolutely happy-handed, huh?
There's been a sharp decrease in that since I became...
Minum lagi?
There's been a sharp decrease in that since I became a library assistant, however. Parenthesis. Relatively speaking. Close parenthesis. But you still need this many, huh?
Well, how is progress looking? A bit troubled. We still haven't found anything. We've been looking for Ayakashi with qualities resembling capable of abducting and capable of tearing people up, right?
I see. Should we help look too then?
Yay, semua orang mencari.
How about this? The Aobozu. There's also the Yamanba, or how about the Tsuchigumo?
Tengu. There's quite a few that could fit when it comes to abducting people. As for attacking people, Kamaitachi? Oh, but they heal the wound. Well then, do that count as yokai? There's also Nekomata, I guess.
Well, anything to narrow it down helps. Finding a link to the events of their life will make it easier to get to the specifics.
Events of their life?
Because Ayakashi have an abnormal amount of attachment to this world, you can expect their life provided a reason for that. For kids around your age, the most common thing would be familiar circumstances.
Ah. So, in other words, wouldn't that be the kind of matter they wouldn't dare talk about?
Let me pan a bit about Ayakashi. To send an Ayakashi to the new world, they have to be made aware of their death. And Ayakashi extremely dislike becoming aware of how they died. Only makes sense, I suppose. I wouldn't say Ayakashi don't feel guilt, but their attachment to life beats out all the other emotions. An Ayakashi confessing of their own accord will more or less never happen. And more troublesome is that sometimes, even they are not aware they're an Ayakashi.
Meaning, you have to expose them by force?
In a case like this where no one notices what they are, that you do.
Gosh, even when you're alive though, there's all kind of stuff you wouldn't want others knowing about. Yet it's utter absurdity to say that you should hand over our lives for such a reason. Just because time was reversed once does not mean it will happen again tomorrow.
In which case, someone's really gonna die.
This is getting really scary all of a sudden.
Still, there's no guarantee someone will die tomorrow either. We have to do whatever possible to avoid the worst case scenario.
But what do we do now?
I would like to go out and check some different material, personally.
Can we not go too?
No, I'm afraid I can think of a good excuse to take my students outside. But you can just leave us either, right?
We can manage something. If another teacher asks us or whatever, we just need to give some excuse.
I would appreciate if you could, but
we just gotta make a scarecrow that looks like death.
you know, like
We just gotta make a scarecrow that looks just like Mr. Yoinara. Ooh, that might be good. So, we'll be found out if anyone looks this close. With a mop from the broom closet, I believe we can make something convincing.
Shot banget. True. If we dip it in a little ink, they shouldn't notice it's a mop at a glance. Do I resemble a mop that closely? Well done, I'll hurry out. You get back to the classroom.
Understood. I'll keep a close eye on everyone.
But the principal was walking around on the third floor earlier. It would be trouble if he sees you and asks what's up. You're right. Maybe you should go during the break after this period. That does make sense. Getting caught could be really costly. There's only about 10 minutes left. Guess I'll wait. Okay. Touch the student's icon to talk with that group. Okay. By interacting with more students, you may encounter special events later on. Okay. Touching the question mark icon will advance time. Okay. Kita save lagi. Kashima and Mino are talking over there. Talk.
Oh, Mr. Yoinara. You wanna play too?
It wasn't my intent to be playing. What were you up to? Reading these books on yokai. Even beside or go, they're just very intriguing.
Lots of pictures. Pumped up.
They're not manga, you know.
It's Mr. Yoinara and Ayakashi too?
No, standards are different from Ayakashi. You do have a slightly different air from your average human, Mr. Yoinara. I'm uncertain about how I should interpret that. Well, but my grandmother was at times called a demon child. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's fine. It's getting that response that feels more epic than anything.
But not many heroes have cast to take on human forms.
I've got no connection with the kinds of heroes you're talking about. But if that man as a support...
Wait, but Ayakashi don't take human forms either.
Maybe she wasn't particularly trying to support me then. I always took you for a realist, Kashima. The sort who would just nod at this sort of stuff.
Look, even I've got curiosity and interest. Who doesn't?
I even have some degree of interest in the sort of occult folklore.
Only as interesting stories, of course. It's not like I believe it at all. Mino believes, because she sees things.
You can't see, huh? I have heard animals are better than human at seeing such things. Wait, but Mino's not an animal. Just that. Mino, I believe you only came here for middle school. So you don't know much about this area, do you?
You know about the world below?
What are you, a god?
Hey, so what's Kashima like before?
Me? I was no different from now, I think. I've only known you since middle school myself, Kashima. People who have known me since grade school do tell me I look different. Oh, in what sense? It used to be short. My hair, I mean. But my bangs are still short now, since they get in the way. I always figure people like Yuki must have a hard time taking care of their hair. Right, when you put it that way, I can understand.
Mina's bangs get in the way too, but she can cut them good like Hashima. Don't just make one big cut, straighten it out a little at a time.
Personally, I'm curious about what you used to be like, Mr. Yoinara. Me? Well, I wasn't born here and came here later in life. Also, my previous job kept me busy, so I was a workaholic.
You work hard on teaching too?
Sure do. With you as my class, I'm busy every day.
I see.
Then, Mr. Yoinara, do you ever regret changing? Regret? I felt a little regret. I don't regret my choices. Yeah. Nah. I always make choices based on what seems right in the moment. I try to avoid regretting it.
That's right. Yes. It's your path to choose in the moment. Looking ahead when you walk is important.
The reason I changed didn't come from myself, but rather had to do with other people. Napanich. Still, the worst thing to do would be to put the blame on someone else. Feel in trouble?
You know what I feel
You know, like...
Me no one here, any troubles? No, I would like to handle it myself as much as possible.
I don't believe it's a good thing to be over-reliant. I feel you're always giving quite an effort, Kashima.
And Mino?
Hi, I'm back. Oh, hey Faisal, welcome back to the stream. Udah makan malam? Jangan lupa makan kalau belum. You are too, Mino, in all sorts of ways.
That's right.
For simply pushing on by yourself makes it difficult to tell if you're on the right path or not. I bet you have a lot of hardships yourself, Mr. Yoinara. Being an adult must be tough. Adults are more fragile than you might think. After all, things break the longer you keep using them, right? Belum, baru ngopi dulu, biar makannya lahap, mantap. Selamat makan.
Mr. Yoinara, are you breaking down?
Nah, I'm okay. But I need to take care to periodically examine myself so that doesn't happen. Indeed, humans need maintenance, or else they'll fall apart. They will fall apart.
Mino will maintain ants too.
I feel like Mino's already got one foot on the runaway express train. Lagi, oh ya guys, kita itu ya break sebentar, paling sekitar 15 menit. Aku mau stretching ke WC bentar. Gitu-gitulah. Kita bakal balik lagi kok. Ini bukan end stream, kita break sebentar, maaf ya. Soalnya tenggorokanku juga udah sakit, kita istirahat bentar dulu. Oke. Aku tulis dulu deh di sini. Yoi, take your time, Eki. Iya, makasih. Break. Ah. Wah, gede banget ya. Bentar. Lo udah ending gamenya? Enggak. Ini break doang. Mau istirahat bentar aja. Karena apa ya? Kasih outline gitu. Outline-nya hitam. Oke. Terus tebelin dikit. Ukuran bisa diubah gak sih? Toilet break time, yes. Break mau patah ya? Enggak mau patah. Kok patah sih? Emangnya break? Tarik patah-patah. Ya, break dulu bentar ya guys. Ntar balik lagi. Oke. Kita kembali. Almost clean moon cursors. This is Dekai Echidna. Virtual maling. Virtual maling dari Indonesia. Kita kembali lagi setelah break 15 menit. Kita tutup dulu itunya. Tulisan breaknya. Ya, kita kali ini main Ayakashi Akashi Visual Novel Mystery. Masih demo. Tapi demonya cukup panjang. Ini udah 2 jaman. Oh, ini ada Ren ngebajak. Apa kabar kalian? Baik. Jangan lupa mandi dan makan malam. Yes. Jangan lupa, guys. Siap. Masih edisi bajak. Malam ini jam 8 Ren bakal ada collab Lab for Dead 2 sama Amaya Miyu, Kaname, dan Hachiman. Kalian bisa lihat di sini. Ya, guys. Jadi setelah nonton stream Ayakashi Akashi, kalian bisa nonton stream Ren Akashi di channel di link berikut yang diberikan Ren pokoknya. Okairi, welcome back. Yes, welcome back. Aku kembali. Tadi kita habis ngobrol sama Mino dan Kashima. Oh, ada Hachiman. Oh, halo Hachiman, welcome to the stream. Apa sudah makan malam? Semoga menikmati streamnya. Kita main visual novel mystery. Cara mempergunakan tang biru promosi, mantap. Silakan promosi aja kalau mau, tidak dilarang. Siapa lagi ya? Ini siapa sih namanya? Lupa. Haito, bukan? Lupa. Oh, Riku. Oh iya, ada yang Riku namanya yang hijau. Ya. Haito yang mana ya? Riku and Rokuro are talking over there.
What's up, Yoi-chan?
Oh, I was just curious what you two were talking about. Well, I was asking him about earlier.
And like I was saying, nothing fun happened or anything.
Whether you did anything fun or not is not what I was asking.
You live so seriously, Riku-chan. Isn't it better to do fun stuff in life?
If making people terrible is your idea of a fun time, I reserve the right to despise it.
Oh man, that's a shame. Guess I don't hate you, Riku-chan.
But I take it you don't like me either.
Oops, you got me.
If you keep that nonsense up, even Zero's good grades will run out someday.
Hey, that bridge will burn when we get to it.
I truly can't understand why you two get along.
I can't figure it out either. Why you and Karuta can get along, that is.
True, I believe Karuta only recently transferred here in first year. I mean, you can't just ask a thing like that. What can I say? Karuta and I, we suit each other.
Then that's what I'll say about me and Zero too.
After what I saw earlier, it's hard to just agree with that. Do you two fight?
It's mostly just Zero getting mad at me. I've never really had complaints about Zero myself.
Must be rough for Zero.
Almost make me pity him.
Almost.
Yeah, I gotta admit, it's a real softie.
I suppose I have similar feelings about Karuta, though.
Say, Yoi-chan, what do you think of this sort of inescapable relationship?
Well, that was sudden.
An escapable relationship.
I mean, if it's good, then sure.
If you think it's bad, then probably don't continue that.
Indescribable, I guess. Couldn't even answer. Kamu yang menentukan. Not sure what to say. They're just hard to describe.
Yeesh. I'm a little disappointed in you, Yoi-chan.
Don't say that. Such complex relationships are hard to describe in detail if you just string the question on someone. Come to think of it, have you even got friends, Yui-chan? That's a rude question. I've got people I go drinking with. So, since becoming a teacher, that's gotten more in common.
Huh. So you've got no friends here? Poor you.
What about the other teachers? They keep their distance, oddly. Or maybe they're concerned for me. Yeah, be sure to keep unapproachable as a first impression, Yui-chan. He's right. Though, talking with you like this, you just strike me as a worn-out middle-aged guy. That's a bad impression in the sound way, minum lagi. But still, like you said earlier, Karuta and I have only been friends starting in middle school. It hasn't really been long enough to say our relationship is inescapable. Right, that's true. But Karuta was quick to fit in. There's only a handful of kids his age, and many of the people here are kind, with some exceptions. There are some cruel kids too. Come to think of it, you also transferred in the middle of grade school, didn't you, Rokuro? Yep, in 5th grade. Did you know? Good job fitting in. He seemed like a quiet type at first, then at some point, he started to talk. No, rather, it's like he was chanting incantation of some sort. Hey now, that was just proof that we were getting along. Thinking of it that way, maybe the class as a whole is in an inescapable relationship. We are a tight-knit community. I see. All told, the two have a lot to say about it, but they don't seem to think badly of each other. Okay, that's cool. Lanjutnya ke Zero. Zero and Haito are talking over there. Over here. Okay. What's this? Were you worried for Haito too, Mr. Yoinara? I guess worry is applicable, sure. It's fine. I calmed down a bunch. I'm really not cut out for this. Hey, you keep it too. In fact, the strange thing here is how the rest of them can bear it. Yes, indeed. Some of our classmates even think it was a dream. Plus, there are many of them have been always interested in this sort of occult business. Yeah, even back in grade school, but it stopped like tests of courage and expeditions in the night. Sounds dangerous. Some would say you would learn by getting hurt. That, it's experience. In reality, well, I can handle scary stuff, but I like sharing that tense excitement with everybody. Actually, when Zero is there, it's wild how relieved I feel. You always did send me out in the front. So you don't know any fear? I find people who abruptly pick fights with me all day more scary, painful, and unpleasant than anything. That's rough. To think, when Zero himself is so nice, like, he even slow his pace to match with mine. You lack stamina after all. Walking is tiring, okay? And how does that work out for you when you're going to concert? When it comes to that, I've got a whole leg, or an extra pair of legs, I guess. So, in addition to break a leg, there's also a spare 2 legs? You're really mixing your sayings here. You know, Zero, you're pretty muscular. Do you work out? Indeed, it's important to build strength. You almost always like up during swimming lessons in PE, Haito. I don't teach secondary subjects, so I wasn't aware. You're a slacker when it comes to all those, eh? That's a mean way to put it. I've got terrible asthma, so I can't push myself too much. Ah, I see. I see. Can't help with that. It got worse at one point. It was in the hospital for a time. Yeah, I never expected it to get so bad so quickly. Was it some other sickness to blame? I wonder if I got cursed during a test of courage. If that were it, I should have gotten cursed too, right? No, I mean, maybe? Mr. Yoinara, do you dislike the occult? Dislike?
When you put it that way, when you put it like that, maybe. Whoa, but it sure sounds like your job has to do with that stuff. That sender thing. Hey, which part you don't like? What do I dislike about the occult? How it's intentionally threatening, how the truth of it is unclear. I think it's this one, for me. I wonder, maybe how I'm not sure of what it really is. Huh? But there's even human who I really don't comprehend. Indeed, dubious strangers are scary. In grade school, did you ever meet a ghost during a test of courage or anything? Did I ever? I feel there were things along the lines, but after the fact, it typically starts to feel like they were just imagined. Yeah, that's how it goes. The scary part for me was when my mom found out I snuck out at night and got mad. I, too, was yelled at upon being found out. Here in Japan, they say fathers are as scary as earthquakes, thunders, and fires. But I suppose it's an era of mothers now. What about you, Mr. Yoinara? Is your wife scary? Hey, I'm single. My grandmother was harsh, though. We're the same in having someone who's frightening when entertained. You may have conflicts from time to time, but try not to put too much worry on people who are thinking of you. That's true. Everybody got a little less mischievous since they entered middle school. Personally, you still seem pretty mischievous to me. You only know us from middle school on, Mr. Yoinara, but trust that this is much preferable than our grade school selves. The hardship their grade school teachers face must be immeasurable. Okay, kita lanjut ke Yuki. Iya and Yuki are talking over there. Okay, mari kita ngobrol dengan mereka. Oh ya, welcome kalau ada yang baru datang tapi tidak menampakkan diri di chat. Semoga menikmati streamnya. Kita main game visual novel mystery. Oh, Mr. Yoinara.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to intrude or anything. There's just some time until class is over, so I thought we could talk.
Would you consider yourself able to come into a girl's conversation, Yoi-chan?
Can't say I'm confident about that.
Even if you were confident enough to say yes, that would be pretty startling.
It's amazing how you never run out of things to talk about, Iya.
Really? I just read magazines and watch TV, and come across lots of things I want to talk about with people. There's a lot of places here that seem to have tasty food. You got that right, even though a bunch of people have left since that incident. It makes me wonder how they keep their business running.
Yeah, well, the streets around Kata and Banshee are still busy.
Plus, it's just pure people. There's still buses and trains. So it's not that big of a hindrance to people's livelihood, I guess. More and more stores are closing, though. I wonder if there's a way things could get busier here again. But I like when there's not as many people. It lets me relax. Because there's no one else around, Iatan. I can play lots with you and everyone else. Yuki! Ah, yeah. You're so right. I like you too, Yuki.
Sure enough, it's extremely difficult to intrude on this conversation.
Is there anyone you like, Mr. Yoinara?
Huh?
Ooh, I'm kinda curious. Like, Kono-chan's really pretty, right?
Konohazuku, the music teacher? I mean, she is, and a good teacher too.
But
that's really what I think. I don't especially feel anything. Plus, she might be afraid of me.
why?
Yeah, you do seem to be feared by most people but us. But if you think about it, you can study. And you're pretty athletic, Yui-chan.
Yeah, sure.
A dependable guy like you should be more popular. I feel like... Are you sure it isn't because you don't smile much? Ah! That's the ticket. You gotta do it like this. Smile, Yui-chan.
Well, this is sudden. Jangan dipaksa, ntar serem. Atau dipaksa aja biar lucu. Like this.
It's kinda... Well, it's better than usual, I think. Not what was I thinking?
I can't even pull up an insincere smile, right? Do I really smile that little?
What? Well, you're not actually aware of it? Even when you're mad, you don't feel very mad, Mr. Yoinara.
Yes, well, as a teacher, isn't that proper? Bentar.
No, when you're like quietly angry, that's actually scarier. Then again, it seems people like our generation, or at least our class, are not bothered by it.
I wonder if that's the reason it keeps reoccurring.
Maybe there are just a lot of us who are kind of self-centered. Everyone has a clear idea of their opinions and what they like to do. I might be a little jealous.
Ini game artnya suka banget. Hey, welcome Soto, welcome to the stream. Apa udah makan malam? Selamat menikmati streamnya. Ini yang bikin artnya MIWASHIBA. Tahu MIWASHIBA nggak Soto? Dia bikin beberapa game RPG kayak Elismer, Lie It, sama One Beat Heart. Sama kadang nge-illus itu juga. Apa namanya? MP Vocaloid juga. Kok nggak salah? Nggak tahu deh yang itu belum tuh benar. MP Vocaloid termasuk yang paling baru itu ada Gecha. Itu dia nge-illus. You don't, Yuki?
I wanna sleep forever.
Buset, mau tidur selamanya. Pantes keren banget. Iya, bener. Oh, aduh. Sorry. Kepalaku terjeduk sesuatu. Yeah, that's not a subject we can talk about.
Well, even if they cause some trouble, our classmates aren't bad kids.
Oh, dia juga itu yang ilus. Iya, info baru. Yes. Biasanya itu sih, kalau tulisannya nggak MIWASHIBA dia pakai itu, pakai simbol PS gitu yang kali bulat segitiga. Nggak tahu urutannya yang pasti yang kayak gitu.
Probably.
I consider them to be vicious even they lack ill intent.
Were you mischievous as a kid, Yoi-chan?
My grandmother was a harsh person, so I was obedient to avoid her wrath.
Then maybe being scared when you're angry is effective? Then again, when it gets scary, even I think it's a little too much. I just want people other than us to know you're a good guy, Yui-chan.
It's never felt like a big deal to me. You don't need to worry about it.
But I wanna. Just, like, for the sake of my own feeling. I can't so much people being afraid of you just because of what's on the surface.
I'm made plenty happy just by the fact you feel that way. Thanks.
Looks like Ria-chan still kinda stepped it.
First thing first, I'm surprised he trusts me that much.
Yeah, he's really concerned for you, Mr. Yoinara.
Because you're a good teacher. You don't intrude on things that he doesn't want brought up. But that's... well... okay, fine. Okay. Ini siapa namanya? Karuta? Atau Tina dulu? Aku pengen lihat Tina terakhiran deh kayaknya. Kita kasih itu. Naki and Karuta are talking over here. Let's go talk. Hey, it's Mr. Yoinara. What's up? Oh, I've got time until I can leave. So I just thought I would take it easy. Oh, huh. Well, I was just talking with Naki here. Yep, nothing interesting though. That lockpicking of yours was pretty amazing though. So like, do you do your own stunt? I'll do a certain level of action, but not anything that could really hurt. So you do refuse in that case? Yeah, I would hate not being able to attempt full more than anything. Yeah, but still, we haven't been able to hang out as much at all times. Coba po, dubbingnya nice, lanjutkan Mang. Makasih Soto. Makasih donatnya ya. Ya, akan dilanjutkan. Ya lanjut lagi ya guys. What kicked things up for you? An audition? Nah, I was scouted, but I was out somewhere a bit far from here. Whoa, amazing! While you're working so hard, I'm over here like, this food is tasty. I would still call that happiness. I've been so busy lately. Often I've had to get by on, like, a sandwich from a convenience store. Is that right? That would be rough for me. Well, once this case is settled, let's all go out for something tasty. Karuta-kun, I'm guessing your recommendation would be a tempura place again. I mean, hey, they've had a bunch of them in the past few years. Do you have any favorite foods, Naki? Me? I'm not picky. Is there anything I especially like? Maybe strawberries? Sounds like the answer an idol would give. About the most I can do for meals is eat a bunch of strawberries. So... Oh, maybe you should get a giant parfait at the cafe. Do they make giant parfait? Yeah, they're super huge. The other day, it took 5 of us boys working together to take one down. Whoa, I bet you can eat plenty though. Oh, well, with sweets, it's better to ingest too much at once. Am I gonna be okay after that? I mean, ya kalau ramen mungkin gak apa-apa. Sure, the flavor was good. Makes you wanna eat till you drop. I was wondering what kind of fun could be had in a rural town. But it sounds like you do plenty. No karaoke or bowling or anything though. As long as it has a train station, I think it's fine. Good point. Karuta-kun, do you have any dreams for your future? My old man always pesters me to inherit the family business. I didn't see it happening though. I see. You're too immature to resist our parents still. Aww. Oh yeah, what about Mr. Yoinara? You know, dreams and stuff. My dreams? Apa nih? Yeah, tell us. I'm kinda curious myself. Dreams... I mean... Yoinara kayaknya oke-oke aja jadi guru. Dia lumayan senang-senang aja. Jadi mungkin dia bakal jawab ini. I mean, I've got my hands full just watching you guys. It might be hard to call it a dream, but maybe my goal is to master the job I'm doing now. Maybe. Huh. What a nice thing to say. Yeah, I would like to keep taking lessons from you too, teacher. Let's see. If I weren't being walked in by my family, I might aspire to being a teacher myself. I see. You can generally accomplish anything. I find. Accomplish anything. I find. So I think you would be highly valued here. There could definitely stand to be a few more teachers around here. Yeah. There's a lot to job, and it's physically and mentally demanding.
I respect those who do it myself. I think Riko's better at teaching, though maybe the best of us. Well, but I have to say that Mr. Yoinara is great as well. He always gets the gist of things for me. Oh, is that what you're doing when you stay after class? It's probably just my nature, but I've always sought efficiency. Tar, pati kita minum dulu. Oh no, airnya habis. Mohon tunggu sebentar. Oke, kita kembali, ntar. Mana pulpen guys? Ntar guys. Pulpen mantapku mana tadi? Oh ini. Wow, can you cook too? There's this handy thing they call meal delivery these days. Okay, say no more. Man, but really, there sure are a lot of great restaurants around. It makes you want to eat real bad. Karutas is talking about food non-stop. Granted, Naki's diet is cause for concern. Terakhir, Tina. Sena and Tina are talking over here.
Oh ho! If it isn't Professor Yoinara.
Sena and Tina. That's a rare combination. Oh, I believe us to have a considerable companionship.
Indeed, I suspect you would say that, no matter what I was with, Mr. Yoinara.
Well, but if you were chatting it up with Rokuro, I might think there would be a cataclysm on the horizon or something.
I must agree with you there. Huh. If you ask me, that might be a case of disliking those who remind you of yourself.
And I will not deny that either. Humans are strange creatures, all fighting with one another due to none other than their own resemblance. Yes, you say that like you've had a sudden revelation, Tina.
Well, I also believe you view things in a more objective way than the others.
Bentar. Kedinginan guys, mau matiin kipas.
I could say the same of Sir Rokuro. It's like you're always taking a step back to observe the full picture. So, Sir Rokuro's proficiency is then proceeding to make attacks on people. To think one's mouth could endlessly spout such sarcasm, targeted at so many people. I can respect it, in a way.
I think you're no slouch yourself.
Yes, but I believe you couldn't do that without knowing what kind of person you're dealing with. I'm envious as can be of that supreme level of insight.
Come to think of it, Werewolf is a game that places emphasis on that.
Indeed, and that is why Sir Rokuro and Lady Tina were so powerful.
There were also numerous players then that were all too easy to figure out. Madame Kashima is quite emotional, and Sir Zero may appear hard to read, but his expressions tell all. Minum lagi. Even Madame Sasena tends to show with her face when she's feeling tense. Sir Rokuro never trusts anyone to begin with, almost as if he's given up on relating with others. Could something have happened regarding your own relationship, Mr. Yoinara? What makes you think that?
You intentionally, or no, I think unconsciously,
It appears as if you are holding back your expressions of emotion. And from the pause in your last statement, I wonder if you aren't somewhat aware.
Whoa! Would you look at that? Where can one buy such a keen eye?
It may be called my pedigree, for I must put on the perfect look in my dealings with other people.
Ya maaf aja sama. Wajar.
I'm good at investigating, but it's hard to know how to teach myself such powers of conjecture.
Humans aren't creatures one can define and divide into some number of categories, after all. I suppose one should first start by knowing their own self well, before they turn to others.
Your own self?
Indeed. So, Mr. Yoinara, could I ask you to offer your services as a teacher? When one confronts himself, where should they be looking, do you think?
When confronting yourself, at the parts you like, at the parts you dislike. I think at the parts you dislike, because you're confronting yourself. At the parts you don't like, I guess.
They are also acquainted.
I do believe that means it's complimenting you.
Find many things you dislike about yourself. This is what my father told me. It's said to even treat others as mirrors, and know yourself as best as you can.
I get it.
That must be a cause in disliking those similar to you too. It strengthens one's mind the longer you can look at yourself. It does seem like your spirit would be the first thing to give in. And when you grow accustomed to peering within your own depths, you naturally start to see what others are hiding and what they dislike. For people's very natures reside in those depths.
I see. I've learned a lot. Haven't you, Mr. Yoinara?
I mean, it might prove necessary for the situation, but...
That's right. If I might append something to my observations about Mr. Yoinara earlier, I might even think that he's given up on himself.
Oh? Given up, you say?
Sorry, but you got that wrong. I'm more unwilling to resign myself than you think.
That's too bad. Even I have a ways to go, perhaps.
Incidentally, I wasn't aware that my tenseness showed on my face.
Indeed, but it is difficult to be aware of actions you do subconsciously, or on instinct. What worse would stimulate your depths in which situations? Reaffirm that, and werewolf is a piece of cake.
I get it. I've learned much from this. Now, the next time I play werewolf, I'll pulverize, scandalize, and mesmerize.
Is scandalizing really necessary?
You make a good point.
I look forward to the next time we can contend, Madame Susina.
Yes, absolutely. I have my honor to uphold, and so I refuse to lose in a game of my own suggestion.
Was it you who spread the game, Susina?
I reckon pretty much all of the tabletop games you played at school. There are many others, so I encourage you to try them yourself. You aren't too busy during summer break, are you?
When I'm in the classroom, maybe.
Then I will speak to you then.
If I kept playing games like Werewolf, I could see myself getting tired out by all the suspicion. And actually, wasn't bringing games into school supposed to be bad? Tapi kan mainnya pakai kertas doang. Kan bawa game beneran. Oke, kita sudah selesai ngobrol sama semuanya. Kita save dulu. Oke, kita sudah selesai. Sekarang kita lanjut cerita. Ayo. Time to go. Yes. Sorry, agak masuk angin. Class is over. Well done. I'm gonna go.
See you later!
Now then. Time for the usual.
As I started towards my destination, something made me stop in my tracks.
Wah, datang lagi.
Mister! Where are you going, mister? You can't go anywhere, right, mister?
Huh, you kid. Sorry, but I'm in a hurry. Huh? Is this our first time meeting?
It's not, is it? Might not be the first time, maybe.
What should the page answer? No, but if time was reborn, this should be my first time meeting this kid. If that implies they kept their memories, then... Hey, you... Huh?
While I was thinking, the children panicked again, like before.
Seriously, what are those kids? Forget it. I need to hurry. And so, he hurried. Wow, apa nih, man? Gimana ya suaranya? You again, Enju?
A man wearing a pock mask and a police uniform spoke to me with a sigh.
Hey, Asagiri. As usual, let me dig around a little. I don't see the old lady with you today. 'Cause it's an urgent matter. While you're at it, write something up to give me permission to enter the archive. Even if you used to be one of us, you really ought to follow a procedure. Kinda spent one of the papers I earned while I was active. Huh. I've got, 64 or so left, I bet. Oh, jeez, I get it. Get in, do your business, then get out. What a close-minded man. Go hit your head on a block of tofu and die. Damn it, this is such an unlucky day. Hey. I was just talking to myself. Don't sweat it. Sure. Well then, I'll feel free.
These archives were where police kept their records on any past incident. Besides public newspapers, they also kept the sort of information that gets suppressed from the public.
I'm looking for cases in recent years where students or kids around that age had a serious illness or even died. It would be faster if you'd just bring them straight to me. Don't push your luck. Normally, you wouldn't even get let in here. Figures. Plus, more than half of these have the names redacted. The stuff here does, sure. But even I won't go helping you out further without a word to my superiors. Guess not. Considering that, there's still an awful lot of secret cases down here. You can't go foreign with night's work alone. Nope. This would be a lot faster if this place did have the names. If that's the case, then you can tell me the names of those you expect you might find. I won't say I know everything, but I believe I've got a handle on at least the materials in here. You still spend your days reading through all this stuff? It comes in handy at times like this. Would it kill you to compliment me instead? The time you spend reading materials is time spent neglecting your duty. But anyway, this is a race against time. There are 12. I'll list them all. 12? That sure is a lot. Don't ask my reasons. I can't even afford any time to explain. Got it. After I listed all of the students' names, Asakiri dug through files silently. Then he returned to me with a single bundle of paper. This is about the only one that sounded familiar. Someone drowned in a river, leaving them in a critical condition. Waduh, siapa nih? Right, the kid's name was Riku Takaso. Oh? Jadi dia Ayakashi. I see, so... Wait, hold on. This article is from 6 years ago? That's right. It says he was age 8 at the time. Some kids grow up fast, but surely you can always tell the difference between an 8-year-old and a 14 years old. important, huh? That would be pushing it. Well, this still might be a clue. Also, right. There's not much info left here. But I've heard that something went down related to Etupirka conglomerate. Wah, apa ini? Jangan-jangan salahnya keluarga Tina. Might be something in the lock room there, but I don't have the authority to open it. I see. And besides near drowning I showed you, I know I've heard a couple of those names before. Is that true? Yeah. I just feel like there was something, but I have to check it to be sure. Well, I'm curious about that too. But I'll go searching for cases of serious illness first. Analysis. Okay. Kita mencari file-file. Huh. Seems that it for today. Still, even narrowing it down so much, there sure are a lot of incidents. You know that I'm out all day sometimes. There are many accidents, but suicides have been an issue in recent years. That's rough. Oh, do you know any incident involving twins around age 5? A boy and a girl? No, that's a bizarrely specific scope. Twins alone are rare, but I don't know of any recent cases where any fell ill or died. Right, that's fine. These ones are more important anyway. So, I bet my nose will disappear tomorrow, so I better memorize as much as I can. Huh? What does that mean? Just ignore that for me. If I find any info related to those familiar names you told me, I'll send it over at a later date. Within a day would be best. Toss things my way as soon as you learn them. What's got you in such a hurry? I've got a lot going on, alright? If you insist, I won't probe too deeply. The things you do are on such a level that we would never dare to stick our head into them anyways. You've got a wonderful talent for knowing what's what, you know that? Well, sorry to intrude. See you. Alright, I'm back. Huh. You're all looking more obedient than I expected. That's because I was keeping watch of them. I mean, I know many of us would dare attempt to cause a big stir in a situation like this. What were you doing, teacher? Just looking up incidents in recent years when kids around your age got seriously ill or were considered dead. I see. You mentioned that Ayakashi don't grow since their bodies are dead. That's right, but before that, what's this thing? Huh? Oh!
Huh? That's a scarecrow that took your place, Yui-san. It's spitting image.
Spitting, you say?
I mean, other teachers passed by a couple of times and they never noticed.
Really now?
So, what are we doing now?
To put it simply, seeking the Ayakashi.
Seeking the Ayakashi. So, how indeed are we going to identify the Ayakashi from among us?
Among us before it was cool.
The way to stop an Ayakashi was to identify its cause of death, right?
You got it. Putting together educated guesses will nail down the cause of death. That sounds pretty difficult to me. Yeah, it's a tricky situation, to be sure. Because it's not who did it and how they died. Everything else is ambiguous too.
But we need to identify them today, or someone will die.
Mr. Yoinara, what if we can identify them? In that case, even I'll have a hard time coping. According to Rokuro, it sounds like they came to the classroom at some point, so I'm thinking I'll stay the night here. If I can't catch sight of it, I should be able to suppress it with some rubber methods.
Forceful measures, I see.
Well then, it would be a waste of time to keep prattling on about tedious stuff. Let's hold a wood-ended trial.
Huh? You mean the thing where you try to find who broke a paste or spilled something?
Perfect fit, right? We're looking for a culprit right now. But I know you love to use fancier words for things, Yui-chan. Rude. There are an awful lot of mischief lovers in this class. I mean, children have more energy than anybody, right? The windows and walls at the school are much too brittle. No, Zero. You're just too powerful. Well, I think the format is easy enough to understand. Then, as the class president, I'll direct the trial as usual. Here, me, I'll direct it today. Huh? Why you, Rakura? Just think about it, Kashima-chan. Who is suspected by the whole class, yet the most innocent right now? No need for any deep consideration. It would be the victim, Sir Rakuro, yes? You got it. And I should trust you because of that. Trust me, and just remember. Have I ever lied to you outside of some sort of game, Kashima-chan? I'll leave directing to Rakuro today. Is that alright, Mr. Yoinara? Sure, I don't mind. But, Rakuro, try not to say any more than you have to. When have I ever said too much? Every time? That's your reply, huh? Guess I'll have to force your mouth shut. Whoa! Are you trying to get me down? Or are we talking violence? I'm saying it sounds like you're going to drag out this discussion. Relax, I'm not the type to take detours on the way to my destination. Alrighty, let's begin, Yui-chan. Right. Ya, by the way, welcome kalau ada yang datang tapi tidak menampakkan diri di chat. Semoga kalian nikmati streamnya dan semoga sudah makan. Now then, let's begin the whodunit trial. Stand, bow, be seated. This is nice. That's usually a privilege reserved for this class president. You're getting off topic already. I know. Well, as the victim, allow me to give my report first. Yep. Ching ching. Hit number 12, Rokuro Yamakagashi. Here's my report. On that day, I went straight home, then kicked back and thought about what fun stuff I would be doing the next day. There was even died, as Yui-chan would say it, when suddenly my head spun. And when I came to, I was here in this classroom. And even thought I would totally change the loungewear. I was wearing my uniform. And then, while I was thinking to myself, what happened? Well, it happened in a blink. My cats and everything were saying hello from out of my stomach. Ow, man. Nantay banget ngomong. After that, I could only think a single thought. I'm dying. Yep, like that. A black cloud covered my vision. Pain was secondary at that point. Next thing I knew, I would pop out of my body. Next thing I knew, I would pop out of my body. Pop out of my own body. Banget ngomongnya. You might not get what I'm talking about, but even if I didn't know what was going on, and I experienced it, then I saw it. My crudely mutilated corpse. And Kashima-chan, standing in the back of the classroom, looking at my corpse just like I was. After that, my senses totally went. So I was pitch black. When I came to, I was at school at 0. Rokuro, what was that last part? My crudely mutilated corpse? No, after that. Kashima-chan was there looking at that corpse with me. Why didn't you mention this before? 'Cause I had to air it out in front of everyone like this. In investigations, it's pretty important where things get revealed, right? It's like a crime show, you know? We chase the culprit to a cliff and question them there. This classroom is that cliff, Yui-chan. So, personally, I might call it a little slice of hell. I see. So, after the report, any suspicious parties over statements?
I remember absolutely nothing. So you can say, but I remember.
You're certain it was Kashima?
Well, she had the most frighteningly icy look I would ever seen on Kashima-chan. But the face, the hair, the height, it had to be Kashima-chan. Yep, no doubt.
Kashima, calm down. Stay calm and tell me as much as you can. Remember about what you were doing. That's all you need to do for me right now.
Yes, I understand.
Report lagi. Statement.
State number 1, Kashima Akebono. Giving my statement. On that day, I went home without taking any really tours. At home, I did my homework, then did chores around the house. I ate dinner, had a bath, and got ready for tomorrow. And I slept. I believe I went to bed around 10 p.m. And the next day, is as you said already said, Mr. Yoinara. I came to school after Yuki. Yuki had collapsed. I contacted Iya, and she came right away, then brought you to us. That's all.
Then it would be impossible for you to attack me?
It would seem an Ayakashi attacks when they lose control of themselves. When will they regain their senses?
Well, like you say, they lose control. Often the Ayakashi wouldn't be able to move for a while after running amok.
So I see. In that case, in order to have done it, she would have ample time to spare. Supposing everything Kashima-chan said was true, that is. I'm not telling any lies here.
Well, the last step is to get additional statements. If anyone has additional info or questions related to what these two just said, just raise his hand. I don't like it. Raise your hand and speak. Oh, semuanya dong. Siap dulu. Kerat banget nih ngomong sama semua orang. Kita mulai dari yang ini.
I got statement about Kashima-chan. Ask for more. Since we agreed to hang out the next day, I wondered what she wanted to do. So I talked to her with the chat function on the phone. Of course, there's no tangible proof in time since that back. But I think we chat around 6 p.m. And around 9 p.m., we even did a final confirmation of our plans.
So it seems Iya communicated with Kashima on that day. And the times are consistent with Kashima's statement. Okay. Mino?
Too complicated for Mino.
Itu doang, Mbak. Riku? That day, well, I didn't have any particular contact with those two. Okay. I have statement on Rokuro. As for more, since our houses are close, we always go to and from school together. And that he went straight home is the truth. There was no telling when it might rain again after all. Since Zero accompanied Rokuro home on the day in question. Still, I'm lacking evidence from around the time the Ayakashi attack. Iya and Zero's additional statement should prove helpful to me. Now, the question is which statement to link with who? Try selecting speakers and connecting statements. If you choose the right statement, you may be able to Gimana cara nyambungin? Gimana nyambungin? Gak ngerti, bentar ya.
I painted, so I don't remember much.
Okay.
I like busy info this time around. So as such, you must count on someone else.
Well,
you might not get what I'm talking about, but even if I didn't know what was going on, and I experienced it,
Then I saw it. My crudely mutilated corpse. And Kashima-chan, standing in the back of the classroom, looking at my corpse just like I was. After that, my senses totally went. So it was pitch black. When I came to, I was at school with 0. I feel like I'm in this position where I'm doing some statements together. Should I link another statement with Rokura's statement? I think some more. Sorry, Mr. Yoinara. I remembered it again. Okay, it's okay. I'm curious about Rokura's dreamlike story about his dad and all, but I just can't explain it. Okay, ask for more. Only Rokuro actually saw it, after all. It also seems like it would be hard to offer a statement affirming that story. Karuta's right. Confirming Rokuro's statement is probably the more difficult task. But truth to be told, he is the victim. If I want to draw connections, I should probably focus on Kashima's statement. Okay? Sorry, Mr. Yoinara. I didn't really do anything that day. I can't help in any way. But I have a simple question. Did Madame Kashima perhaps chat at some point? Ask for more? Depending on the timing, I believe such a thing might fill a gap that would otherwise allow her to have committed the crime. Unfortunately, however, I care not for that kind of thing myself. But say you ask someone who might have talked with her. True, if there was someone who had a conversation with Kashima, then it would give her an alibi. Someone who might have a chat with Kashima, huh? On that day, I went home. Tama aja sih. Selection. Ini. According to Iya, he was chatting with Kashima in the time frame Rokuro gave. Ah, right. We had chats about what we would do tomorrow. Twice.
Just like Kashima-chan's case. At 6 p.m., we were having a chat. And also, around 9 p.m., we had another to finalize our plans.
Huh, if that's the truth, might have been thought for Kashima-chan to kill me. Considering what Joey-chan said earlier about Ayakashi being immobile after they ran wild. Of course, even I wasn't convinced it was Kashima-chan cause of the expression. Even if it looked like her, couldn't imagine that look on the real one's face. What? You mean... Huh? Hey, my report was just that you were looking at my corpse with me. I never said anything like, Kashima-chan must be the killer, did I? What the hell? Hang on, Kashima. Why did you mention it at all, then? I was just thinking, if she was the killer, it would be nice if I could make her slip up. I'm getting more concerned about letting Rokuro direct this. Wait a second. Whoa, guess you're starting to regret letting me direct this, huh, Yui-chan? You mind reading Ayakashi or what? No. Besides, can Ayakashi kill other Ayakashi? No, they cling to life. So generally, they wouldn't attack an Ayakashi who's already lost their life. Well then, it's 100% not me. Not 100%, but sure. In fact, if they cling to life, are they the kind to kill again and again? Also no. To put it simply, I guess I would say they seek living bodies. Which is why, not only killing someone, but reporting it like they did here, is baffling me. Ah, so they're just searching for somebody to take the place up. Then what was the Kashima Kurosawa? There was the possibility emerging that it was an imposter. Imposter? There are technically Ayakashi that can alter their own appearance. But if that's the case, they didn't just lose control of themselves. They attack at least partially of their own volition. Or perhaps they created an illusion, or they have some special intelligence. Or there's a third entity.
There's 3 Ayakashis hiding with me now? That sounds disastrous indeed.
But if that were the case, I would be curious why this all coincided to happen at the same time. Perhaps the timing of an Ayakashi losing control of themselves is fixed.
Generally, it's said to occur after anywhere from 3 to 5 years. I would be more willing to buy that they found collaborators and it was intentional. This is tough to unravel. All that aside, I wonder why it looked like Hashima-chan. Maybe because they figured she of all people might be liable to kill me? Ask if you don't think that yourself.
Nah, I don't.
Huh?
The Hashima-chan I know wouldn't.
'Cause you're such a coward, it would be impossible.
Is that it?
Huh?
That just gave me thought.
Are Ayakashi aware of being Ayakashi?
Oh,
It depends on the situation, but barring special circumstances, most don't realize it after they revive, and neither does anyone else. But most Ayakashi will eventually realize they're different from those around them due to their body not maturing. Minum, jangan lupa minum, iya. Airnya habis, minum lagi. And in some cases, when they lose control, they snap out of it to find there's a course in front of them. At the very least, I suppose it's fair to conclude that the Ayakashi was like Dracula was aware of killing him. That's right. I think it's better likely. In that case, we come to question about why it would rewind time, for instance. But bringing that up at present will just make things more confusing. Right now, I would like to press a bit more about the identity of the Ayakashi.
Our statements are just making two parallel lines at this rate. You want to get info, right, Joy-chan? I was getting curious about that. Something about incidents, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the past few years.
And were there any cases of interest?
The only one with a clear name was Riku Takaso, who experienced a near drowning in a river.
Riku?
True, I did nearly drown in the river a long time ago. But that was when I was 8 years old.
If it stopped growing at 8, people would probably notice, but...
Indeed. Riku clearly looks to be the same age as us.
It's a little hard to agree with someone as cute as Zero-kun saying it, but...
It also sounds like there was some incident with the Etu Pirka conglomerate. Orang mana sih ini si Tina? Tina, do you know anything about that?
Oh my, I suppose you would be referring to father? Occupying such a high position as he does, I would not doubt he does his share of dirty deeds to maintain it. If I may offer a warning, Mr. Yoinara, you may find yourself put 6 feet under if you dig too deeply. Dina-chan, that's way too scary to be saying casually. There are many things in this world you are better off knowing, you see.
Ooh. Dyan po lang.
There's the bell! Class is over.
But we don't know who the Ayakashi is.
If we just go home, won't somebody die tomorrow? There's been no indication that someone will certainly die, however. By the same token, there's no guarantee we'll be safe either. There's even chance I'm like that myself. And furthermore, it's possible the people beside us right now could be killers.
Do we just have to endure the suspicion and dread until they're found?
And if we'll all split up,
the story will get harder to put together. But what more can we do?
Sense of impatience and weariness permitted to live.
What can I say to calm my students down?
Well, I guess I'll say something then.
Is there something else you haven't been telling us?
Nah, I just thought of it now. If you're really among us, attack me again tonight, dear Ayakashi.
Huh? Hey now, Rakuro! What are you even saying?
I was just curious, plain and simple, about whether they care to listen to us.
Memang ini hidupnya seperti Larry si Rakuro. They probably got control of themselves right now, so they'll understand me, right? That's not what Wait, in that case, you can attack me too. Ahem! Don't worry, teacher. I have faith in my sturdiness. I won't die that easily. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. You guys don't have to do what I was going to do. Mr. Yoinara, you mean... I decided I would stay here tonight. So if you're gonna attack me.
Are you strong, Yoinara?
Versus an Ayakashi? Sure.
But see, if I were an Ayakashi, I definitely wouldn't attack Yoi-chan. Cause it's obvious you would just get smacked down, right?
Huh.
If they're acting with intent, then yeah, that's true.
But when they lose control, an Ayakashi makes a beeline for whatever life is in front of them. And my mother always told me I've got a tendency to attack Ayakashi due to some special aspect of my bloodline. I've got a powerful barrier to protect my bed at home, but today, I'll be in an empty classroom. I just hope I'll be able to see something about the Ayakashi's intentions. Cause that's how it is. Everybody go home and rest easy.
After we can feel relief, you don't need to be sacrificed either.
I'm the one who's got experience being sacrificed, you know? So listen to your experience. And if I really die, you're free to cry for me again.
I didn't cry! Calm down, Kashima-chan. Hey, why don't we all head home together at this part of the way?
Sure.
Indeed, that may be a good idea. I suppose they may ease our minds a bit.
Oh. See you, Mr. Yoinara. Right. Ah. After Rokuro's remarks, the student earlier undressed appeared to have been diminished, if only slightly. By no means was anything certain, but maybe they felt the chances of me being attacked had lessened. As ironic as it may sound, now, here begins the real battle.
Yoi-chan,
Just as I sat down to think about tonight, I heard a voice very near my ear. Huh? What is it, you two?
it seems Iya have something she wanted to give you, Mr. Yoinara. You'll be at school all night, right? So, I'm giving you this.
What the heck is this? There's lots of chocolates and stuff.
Can't you get hungry still? I know I do at night.
This quantity might not be a lot for an adult man, though.
But Mina gets super high when I give her just a single piece.
No, I appreciate the sentiment very much. However, Iya, you brought this candy to school?
That's true.
You mean she didn't realize?
But forgiven so, right?
Don't let anyone find out next time.
Woohoo! Thanks, Yoi-chan.
Are you fine by that, Kashima?
It's an emergency. I think I can allow it.
I see.
I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I have nothing canceled it. Whoa, I'm keeping the others waiting. I better go now.
Yes, we need to leave quickly. Our homework's also been reported. So we have to start it over kasi banget ya.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yoi-chan, would you maybe extend us for homework?
I mean, considering your other teachers, and there's no guarantee that time will be rerun again tomorrow. If we make it tomorrow without incident, I'll reissue mine, but it will have to be double to keep on schedule.
Aww.
Art is all rote memorization, so it's not that big of a deal.
But it's full of all these tricky words I have to remember. Well, anyway, I did what I set out to do. So goodbye, Yoi-chan.
Goodbye, Mr. Yoinara. Bye. I'm relieved they seem to have gotten their spirits back. Seram. After that, I went and bowed my head to the principal. And with that claim, I would keep watch due to there being lots of mischief lately. I got permission to stay the night. As a matter of fact, though, there had been plenty of damage caused by wild animals. At night,
The feel of this building really turns it into something eerie. There's a graveyard nearby to the... 11 p.m. had already passed, but I hadn't even seen a trace of tumult. Tumult? I was concerned whether Rokuro, the incarnation of having too much energy, would break in or something. But if I haven't seen him yet, maybe that was a needless worry. Still, should I look around elsewhere? Or should I patrol? Apakah ini berpengaruh? Mari kita set dulu. Oh ya, kalau ada yang baru datang di stream tapi tidak menambahkan diri di chat, welcome. Kita sedang bermain visual novel mystery. Kita coba dulu first floor. Takut. In addition to the staff room and infirmary, the first floor had a classroom for each year, all in a row. Of course, since there was only one classroom for each grade, it didn't feel all that cramped. At first, since there were many energetic students, the halls could get a little noisy come summer break. The silence at night just further brings out the eeriness. That thought slipped out my mouth as I looked over the dimly lit desks and chairs. Without occupants, they felt oddly lifeless. The trap is a noise too. Thought it's just a thing for this humid rainy night. Huh? As I was taking a step, the floor gave way. It happened so suddenly that I let out a pitiful yelp. I would better let the principal know, as long as time doesn't get too long. I gently raised my foot from the hole and made sure I hadn't injured it. Hey! Jump scare! Huh? As I glanced towards the hole, I saw something peering at me. But as soon as I blinked, not only the eyes, but the hole itself had completely vanished from its spot. Eh? Huh? Was that just my imagination? I'll go back to the second year classroom. I finished my patrol and returned to the 2-1 classroom. I didn't observe anything different about the rooms in the lobby. Would be nice if this ends with nothing happening. But if nothing happening was just stirring up my unease, would I really be able to see the morning without incident? Huh? Apa ini? Kok hitam layarnya? Ini apa, suara onesan atau apa? Ada. Kok ada sih? Hah? Kok gini layarnya? Mr. Yoinara. Are you okay? You look like you were having a nightmare. Coba kalau kita save, terus kita load ke yang tadi. Gimana kalau kita patrol ke tempat lain? Agak takut tapi let's go. The second floor was mainly filled with classrooms used by secondary subjects, like the music room and art room. About the other thing of note, using the boys' bathroom on the second floor was forbidden. Oh, the students had an urban legend about the student who committed suicide in it. I didn't know the truth of it myself, as I hadn't heard anything from the other teachers or the principal. Come to think of it, I don't come to the second floor often. Naturally, given the classes I teach, even when I change rooms, it's only ever to the library. Apa itu? Oh, what? I thought I heard the sound from the music room. Felt a strange feeling, I approached the music room. Gak berani! Wah! Was that a hand or something? Yes, I'd seen what looked like a handprint through the glass. Apa ini? If someone was breaking in, I need to deal with them before they became a problem. I need to see this again. I felt the case from behind and turned around, but I saw nothing there except my own shadow for by the moonlight.
Just my imagination, surely. I'll go back to the second year classroom. Oh, sama. Oh, sama. Oke. Agak takut tapi kita coba lagi ya. Yang tadi yang lantai 3. Nyiksa diri nih.
The third floor was home to the library, and a set of classrooms used by the student councils and other clubs. Well, I say a set of classrooms. With the low numbers of students here, there seem to be many unused ones. I want to say someone mentioned a time when the first, second, and third floors all had a classroom, but it's great. Even if there aren't many students, this school still has a fair selection of clubs, doesn't it? Oh, aduh, aku takut lagi ada mata-mata muncul lagi. I felt like someone hesitated my name. But looking all around, I didn't sense anyone there. Just misheard, I guess. Did something just grab my arm? I rolled out of my sleep to check my arm. There wasn't any sign of handprint on it. Strange. I felt like it was grabbed pretty forcefully. It definitely felt like I just made eye contact with something. But all that was in front of me was my shadow facing opposite of me. Was that just my imagination? I'll go back to the second year classroom. Kembali yang tadi. Are you okay? You look like you were having a nightmare. You're setting a tone, Mr. Yoinara.
Did you really stay in the classroom? It's so humid lately.
What time is it? About 8:30 a.m.
Mr. Yoinara, water.
Thanks, Yuki. Is today Friday?
Yeah, it is. There was no hang corpse.
I see. My shoulders went limp. Nothing had happened today. You seem relieved, Mr. Yoinara, but... Well, of course, I'm relieved to see you unhurt. Huh? Are you the only ones here at school right now? Yeah, we are. Yuki got here before we did. I have to replace the water for the flowers.
That's why. And I got here after her, I think.
Huh. Have you received any contact from the other students? Huh? No, not really. Maybe we should head outside. Morning, Mr. Yoinara.
Mr. Yoinara, morning.
Huh. Hey, good morning. Gak ada yang matang lagi kan? Gak ada yang mati lagi kan? Gak ada yang meninggoy lagi kan? Just as I got to my feet, the other students spilled into the classroom. It's almost time to begin our morning homeroom.
Phew! I was on pins and needles, but it's only natural to be after a thing like that happened. I was a little scared to come too. The rain had gone even stronger than yesterday as well. I straight up overslept.
Mina too. I see. First of all, take your seat. Now we...
Mr. Yoinara, something smells funny.
Because I've been in this classroom since yesterday. Haven't batted early, either.
Didn't mean you, Mr. Yoinara. It's from there.
There? My gaze turned to where Mino pointed. It was the locker where the cleaning supplies were kept. Smell? What kind of smell? This is a smell of rain.
Nothing at all like rain.
Huh? Wordlessly, I approached the locker. The students watched me approach, unmoving from their seats. As I put my hand on the locker, Sweat ran down, bro. Sweat ran down him. There was still someone missing from this classroom. Siapa? Nggak mau lihat, nggak mau lihat, nggak mau lihat. No! Kashima! Kashima! The last person, Kashima, came falling out of the locker. No! I hurried to catch her, but like Rokuro the day before, the body was covered with gruesome wounds. Yeah! Mana truknya? Oh, hey! You can't hide or paint it! Mr. Yoinara! Is Kashima dead? Doesn't need to be asked. It's all too clear to see. But, Mr. Yoinara, you stayed here all night. But, when we arrived, he would pass out. Yeah, that's true. Hey, there's something written on the back of the locker door. On the back? Apa itu? It says, "Come here."
Written in blood? That's for taste.
What in the world? What do you want? Mr. Yoinara? Yoinara... Balik lagi? Someone's coming. Carrying my momentum from running, I barged into the classroom. The students all turned to face me with surprised expression. Mr. Yoinara! It looks to me like things got set back again. If that's the case, everyone should already be at school.
Kashima's not here.
Kashima.
If you seek Madame Kashima, she probably ran out of the classroom.
I'm not aware where she may have gone.
Mina knows Kashima-sen.
Do you? Then please.
Awoo!
What that howling Mino that's supposed to be about?
You know, he can howl so naturally. I didn't even question it until now.
Huh? You guys didn't know? See, about Mino. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know if you heard anything. Ya. Kita... salah save ya udah deh. Whatever. Kita nggak punya pilihan selain lanjut ya. I need to go after Kashima. This is as far as you can currently play. Please wait for the next update. Ternyata gamenya habis, guys. Oke. Berapa jam kita main? Hampir 4 jam. Oke, kayaknya sekian buat hari ini. Makasih buat semua yang udah datang. Kalau yang belum like videonya, jangan lupa di like. Yang belum subscribe, jangan lupa subscribe. Makasih buat semua yang udah datang buat hari ini. Makasih juga tadi ada Soto yang udah donate. Oke. Kita lihat lagi tadi siapa aja yang udah datang. Ada Jordan, ada Udin, ada Theo, ada Ren, ada Raza, ada Aika, ada Sik, ada Stick, ada Waka, ada Faisal. Terus ada siapa lagi? Ada Lik, ada Tako, ada Bimbo, ada apakah ada manusia baru? Ada Ken, ada Wiza. Terus ada Lupi. Siapa lagi? Ada Hachiman, ada Soto juga. Oke. Kayaknya itu semuanya buat kali ini.
Patsukare, ya. Kalau kalian mau ngobrol-ngobrol sama aku, bisa banget ya masuk ke Discordnya ONEIRO. Terus ngomong-ngomong soal ONEIRO juga, ya aku ngasih link buat YouTube sama Twitter anak-anak ONEIRO lain. Jadi kalau kalian belum subscribe, kalian belum follow Twitter mereka, silahkan di follow sekarang ya. Oh ya, jam 8 juga. Ini jam 8 kan ya? Itu, si Ren ada stream. Tadi linknya ada di atas, mungkin aku pin aja kali ya. Mana tadi linknya Ren? Pin. Jinjing. Oke, pesannya udah dipin. Jadi kalau kalian mau nonton streamnya Ren, bisa banget ya di situ. Oke. Patsukare, sampai berjumpa di stream selanjutnya. Otsu maling. Otsu maling. Biasanya orang ngomongnya Otsu Eki, sekarang Otsu maling. Gak apa-apa, aku gak punya itu sih. Gak punya kata-kata buat ending sebenarnya. Jadi bisa apa aja. Yang penting Otsu. Oke, makasih yang udah datang, makasih juga yang udah donate. Kita akhiri dulu sampai di sini. Bye bye. Swing. Salah swing. Swing.